Welcome for Sunday night, April 9th, 2018. Yeah, it's a couple of minutes past midnight over here on the East Coast, but WrestleMania, it literally went off the air. I'm the one and only Lee Sanders, and you're checking out a special edition of the RCWR Show covering the latest in wrestling entertainment and beyond since 2011. Yes, we are talking WrestleMania 34 Fallout. And we're definitely going to do our very best to interact with you, those of you that had saw WrestleMania. So we are streaming on multiple platforms right now. Take your pick. We're on Spreaker. We're on Facebook. We are also streaming on YouTube and also live via the RCWR Show app that's available on the downloads for free in the Google Play Store. And just want to give those of you that's going to be checking this out, whether it's live, on demand, and or on the downloads, there's definitely going to be a part during the show where we're going to give nod to some of our sponsors and affiliates for this very episode that you're listening to right now, because without them collaborating with us, episodes like what you're checking out right now and other episodes would not be free of charge for you all to tune in and check out. So again, that's going to be coming up later on in the show. I gotta tell you, man, some of the stuff that had went down with tonight's WrestleMania, couple of head scratching moments, and then you had some moments. Wait, did I like literally just see that? Tell me I did not just see that. Surely no, that can't be. And then there was just some that was just kind of like, well, that's a little bit odd. You know, that's some odd storytelling that they're doing right there. We have two polls up that's out right now asking you all, what did you think about tonight's WrestleMania? We have it up on YouTube right now. Head on over to youtube.com/the RCWR Show. Click on the communities tab. Again, youtube.com/the RCWR Show. Click on over to the communities tab, and there is a poll that you can take part in and let your voices be heard that way. And also, we have it up on Twitter right now. Again, on Twitter right now. The way it's looking on Twitter, you guys got to forgive me if I might burp throughout this episode, because I have been sipping on a little bit of beer off and on. I tried not to do too much because I wanted to make sure everything was going to be nice and on point for you guys. So let's see the polling results we got here so far. Still relatively early. It looks like we've only got about 26 votes coming in right now. Let me do this. Let me do this while we are waiting here. I'm actually going to go on ahead and I'm going to put that out one more time. Bear with me a second here, guys. Yeah, you know what? Let's see if I can go with this one too. Okay. Bear with me here, guys. I just want to try to make sure that we're getting in the most accurate votes here. So let me just pull this up one more time. And we'll put in a thumbs up, thumbs down. We'll also put in a staying in the middle. See how that works out. And we'll do 6 days. That should do it. Okay. Well, wait a minute. Hang on, guys. Oh, yeah, that would be a problem, wouldn't it? All right, so let's take that back. There we go. And then we'll put that out there. All right, so we're going to try that one more time. Yeah, I'm seeing early results that's coming in. Okay, I'm being told that I'm having a lot of static that's coming in at my end. I'm not sure how you guys are checking this out right now. You guys that's in YouTube chat, are you guys hearing any type of static right now? Any type of static right now? Again, any static you guys are hearing right now? I think for... okay. I see what's going on. All right, Facebook, you guys are going to have to be patient. I'm actually going to go ahead and end the stream. What you guys are experiencing is the wrong mic selection. So let's end that stream for you guys. Let's see here. All right, so we got to get Facebook out of here. Sorry about this, you guys on YouTube and Spreaker, but the best part, those that's going to be checking the audio out, It's actually going to be remixed. So let's try this again. And I will just title this. I almost want to say, you know what? The Facebook people, they're just, you know what? Yeah, I'm just going to say the Facebook people are out of luck because I don't really think that's fair to, yeah. Well, okay, I'll tell you what, I'm already here. Let me go on ahead. I am so sorry, guys. I appreciate you guys' patience here. This happens, man. We are live. For those of you that's going to be watching this on demand, you guys are going to have a really powerful button at your disposal. You guys will just be able to hit the freaking fast forward button. So that's how you guys will be able to do that. All right, so let's just put that in there. Say the after show. And let's adjust that mic. Okay, I think now we're good. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so now we got a new setup for Facebook. Okay, so I guess now on that note, we can go ahead and try that again. Okay, take two action. All right, welcome, guys. You're checking out an all new The RCWR Show. We are streaming live right now on Facebook, Spreaker, YouTube. Take your pick. Use the keywords The RCWR Show. We got the chat up on multiple platforms. We're also streaming live exclusively via the app in the Google Play Store. Just search The RCWR Show. That's an app that you can check out for free. Yes, FREE. Who doesn't like free? We are just a couple of minutes removed from WrestleMania 34. Yeah, it just went off the air a couple of minutes ago. You know, they've been doing it for the past couple of years now, trying to extend their pay-per-views, make sure that they're really able to tell the stories that they want to tell with every single match, all the matches that they have in mind that they want to advertise for everybody, that they are sticking to that script as far as what matches we're going to be seeing. So, yeah, went off a couple of minutes ago. We are talking about what some may feel was kind of a head scratcher, somewhat disappointing, somewhat WTF. Take your pick. We've got some early results that's coming in right now. I want to get you guys involved. I want you guys to cast your vote on what you had thought about WrestleMania. YouTube, go on over to youtube.com/the RCWR Show. And you can let your voice be heard that way. We also have a poll up on Twitter right now. That is twitter.com/the RCWR Show. You'll be able to see it. And I'm just actually poking my head in the polling results on Twitter right now, trying to see what we got. And we somewhat have a little bit of a tie right now, but the margin, let me see if there's a slight lead here. Thumbs down is actually taking the lead right now, and I had posted this twice within a couple of minutes of each other, and so far it is a thumbs down. All right, so what a long night, man. What a long night. I kind of want to just go from the top and work my way down to the card. So you guys are going to have to forgive me if I don't just, I will say this off the break, that finish, that leaves a lot of questions in my mind. Now, on the one hand, I'm going, okay, so what could you possibly do on Monday Night Raw? What could you possibly do? And I've kind of danced around it a little bit off and on the past several weeks. I even put the idea out there of what you could do. I even put a Bobby Lashley on out there, if you longtime listeners recall. But never in my wildest dreams, if you would have told me that WrestleMania was going to end the way that it had ended, I honestly would have told you, wait, seriously? It's going to end like this? I've got to wrap my brain around that for just a couple of more minutes. So you guys got to forgive me if I don't just really go for the meat and potatoes of that one. But I'm very intrigued to see what's going to happen on the Raw after WrestleMania, as I'm sure many of you all are as well. And if you had missed what I've been saying the past couple of weeks and you're really not sure exactly what I'm talking about, don't worry. When I talk about the results of this Universal match between Lesnar and Reigns, you'll understand a lot better where I'm coming from. But you guys are smart people. I think you guys know exactly where I'm going with this. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's jump right into it, man. So nice 2-hour pre-show that we had. We had a couple of our pre-show matches spread out throughout the course of the 2-hour event. We had saw for the 30-man battle royal Andre the Giant Memorial Trophy, Matt Hardy had won that one. Yes, Matt Hardy. So much for maybe a cameo by Big Show or maybe a little something from Mark Henry. Hell, maybe even Big Cass. None of those things actually had happened. I was hoping at some point we were going to get surprised by a couple of those individuals. Yeah, make their presence felt. We did not see any of that whatsoever. And I got to tell you, once I had took a look at everybody that was in the ring, there was even people in the ring that we hadn't seen in a long time because they had been out on injury, like a R-Truth. I believe either Primo or Epico was in there. I don't think it was both of them, but I know one of those guys was actually in there. But I'm just looking around at all of the guys that's in there, and I'm just saying to myself, I don't know about you guys, but I'm saying to myself, who could possibly come out of this winning it now that you don't have a Mark Henry or a Big Show? Doesn't even look like Big Cass is in there. Who could possibly walk away with that? And for me, it was one of those moments that I just had to kick back and say, I'm just going to actually enjoy this for what it's worth. Let me just really kick on back, not try to guess. Let's just see how this plays out. And, it looked as though we were maybe going to see a repeat between Baron Corbin or Mojo Riley. And closing moments of this battle royal here for the trophy, we actually saw Mojo Riley and Baron Corbin. They had decided that they were going to team up on Matt Hardy. Yeah, there was actually a brief alliance between these two guys, hoping that, hey, get him out of the way. Now it can just be one-on-one. Two former guys that won the Andre the Giant trophy, right? Okay, duking it out. Lights go out. You see Bray Wyatt. Yes, of all people, Bray Wyatt is actually there lending Matt Hardy a hand, a mighty assistance that Bray Wyatt was able to provide in setting up Matt Hardy to take home the Andre the Giant Memorial Trophy. So, I had to take a step back and really kind of marinate on this for a few ticks. And for me, quite honestly, I'm fine with this because number one, you now have going into Monday Night Raw and the next couple of weeks of WWE programming, you now have a new story arc here, a new chapter as far as the relationship of Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy goes, right? And this also follows up on what I've been saying off and on for the past several months. Now, look, just because it doesn't make it on YouTube or it doesn't make it on Facebook, it doesn't mean that the audio does not exist, right? But longtime listeners know that with regards to my whole theory on Bray Wyatt, Matt Hardy, I have always been vocal that the two of these guys would make they would not only make really great rivalries, right? They would not only make great adversaries, but they would also make great tag team partners, right? And I like the fact that now we have this new chapter where the two of them seem to be on the same page, right? There seems to be some type of an alliance between these two men. So for me, the curiosity is at an all-time high to see how this is going to all play out before our very eyes for the next several weeks of WWE programming. And I tell you what was really cool. Shortly after Matt Hardy had won this, he actually had shared a really cool picture between Bray Wyatt, and an old friend of Matt Hardy's. I'm talking about Jeremy Borash from his Impact Wrestling days. And I'm actually looking at the image right now, and the tweet that he put out is as follows: "It's time to delete and burn all of the opposition as we illuminate the plane identified as WWE, and it shall be documented. The magic within WWE is about to be augmented exponentially. Wonderful. Hashtag WrestleMania." And there's a really cool picture of Matt Hardy with Bray Wyatt, and you see Jeremy Borash. They're all surrounded by the Andre the Giant Memorial Trophy. So you're going, okay, this is, and look, you know how much of an advocate the Hardys, let alone Matt, has been in trying to get Jeremy Borash into the WWE because of just all the creative ideas that the man has. But you go back to Impact Wrestling days and you go back to that period where Broken Hardy was just dominating. I mean, he was the rating saver for Impact Wrestling for consecutive weeks going into consecutive months, right? And Jeremy Borash had a big hand in that. So I would expect creatively there's going to be a lot of fun. Now that Vince McMahon has seen with his own eyes that there is money, there is a lot to be gained from a woken Matt Hardy, from this dysfunctional character that Matt had came up with outside of the WWE. Now, what we saw tonight, as far as I'm concerned, with Matt Hardy winning the Battle Royal, I look at that as a seal of validation that, all right, you know what? Vince McMahon, Vinnie Mac, he approves of this. He's going to ride this out for a little bit and see what other quirky, cool stuff that they can do. And look, Vince might be up there in age, but from what we've seen of Vince McMahon over the years, he loves these crazy out of the realm type of concepts. And it's really nice to see that he's in a position now where in later years, okay, well, yeah, we didn't create this, but you know what, my God, there's so much money to be made off of it. Seems to be going well. Okay, well, we'll do our own little spin to it. What the hell? Sure, let's do it. So I can't wait to see what Bray Wyatt, Matt Hardy are able to do. I can't help but wonder, though, how a brother Nero is going to factor into all of this as well. That's the other thing I'm wondering here. Are we maybe seeing the beginning of some type of a powerful faction in the WWE that consists of not just Matt and Jeff Hardy, but Bray Wyatt, Senior Benjamin, Vanguard One, King Maxwell, Rebby? I can't help but wonder, exactly if we're maybe seeing the beginning of a very, very powerful faction. I mean, only time will tell. But I tell you what, if you'd have told me that he was going to win the Andre the Giant Battle Memorial, say what? So that was definitely a nice, good twist. A very, very twist for me personally. I have no problem with Matt Hardy winning it because honestly, when you look at the people that a lot of us were thinking, and a lot of those guys weren't even in there, I'm going to give WWE the benefit of doubt. I mean, if you ask me personally, if Cass is already at 100% and he's just waiting for the right opportunity to be put back in to WWE programming, he's just waiting on creative to come up with the right, okay, we got the right story, the timing is right, we can now slide him on in here. The other thing that you guys got to remember, you've got the Raw after WrestleMania, and that's what really has people talking big time. So you definitely can't blow your whole load on WrestleMania and then not have anything going into the Raw after WrestleMania. So, I know there's going to be some people a little bit disappointed by all of this, but I mean, look, you've got the Raw after WrestleMania, and if history has shown you anything, WWE cares tremendously about the Raw after, because they want to get people talking. I mean, it's almost equivalent to WrestleMania for a lot of people. So I actually have no problem with what they had did tonight with the Andre the Giant Memorial match. Cedric Alexander had defeated Mustafa Ali to become the new WWE Cruiserweight champion. I love the hell out of this matchup, and I watched 205 Live sporadically, and I got to tell you, as of late, I've been missing on several weeks of it. I have not been watching the 205 matches when they've been on Raw. I've been doing anything else but not paying attention. And I got to tell you, Mustafa Ali's new ring gear, I am feeling it. I'm actually pretty damn jealous. And this is a shout out to my boy Brian and Ebony. Dudes, man, Mustafa Ali's costume looks very similar to my favorite superhero, one that I had created. I'm just saying, man, that makes me want to hurry up and go on ahead and get my shit copyrighted and trademarked already, because I had to take a double glance at the costume And I'm going, wait a minute. Don't tell me. Wait, who's he been talking to? I mean, that's literally what I said to the TV. I'm going, what the hell? And I had to look up the drawings that I had, and I'm going, this is really, really, really close, man. Like, so yeah, I'm definitely gonna be in a couple of weeks doing my thing as far as copyright and trademark. But no, I love the new costume. I mean, it's giving him like this nice, good edge. I see Mustafa Ali has more personality these days. I'm feeling it. Cedric Alexander as well. And look, I'm very ecstatic for Cedric Alexander. I mean, between either one of those guys to walk away as the cruiserweight champion, I mean, for me, I follow both of their careers, more so Cedric Alexander's than Mustafa, but I think fans, regardless, for either one of those guys, they won either way. But for me, for personal reasons, and I think it's mainly because I followed a little bit of the man's career in ROH, I'm actually pretty ecstatic for Cedric Alexander that he's been given this opportunity. I mean, hell, we remember how things had went with the Cruiserweight Championship tournament and how well received Cedric Alexander was, and how the chance was in the air after his match, and everybody was going, please sign Cedric. I think that was the chant. It's been so long now, you know, my mind's not what it used to be on some things, but I do remember Triple H coming out, grabbing the arm of Cedric Alexander, putting it up in the air, kind of letting the fans know, don't worry, you haven't seen the last of Cedric. We're gonna work something out. Don't you worry, we got this. So to see Cedric Alexander in this position now, I'm actually pretty happy for him. And I tell you what, I think he's going to do proud as the 205 cruiserweight champion. I think he's going to do it justice. You know, we need this right now. This new direction that 205 is going, especially now that Triple H is at the helm, just it's done a complete 180. I am ecstatic that gone are the days of the Enzo Amore, and it's not just because of what had went down with his personal stuff. But for me personally, I was already beginning to get very tired of Enzo Amore, and I felt that it was really taking away from the great talent that was there on 205 Live. So I'm definitely, now that we've got Cedric Alexander, just from what I saw tonight, now that I'm seeing Cedric Alexander, Mustafa Ali coming around a little bit more seasoned, showing a little bit more of personality, I'm actually going to give 205 a second chance, and I'm actually going to start watching it effectively as of this week. So I'm actually excited. So I mean, if there's one good thing that came out of WrestleMania this weekend, I would have to say, all right, WWE has my attention again with regards to the 205 show. So I think that's good. Yeah, I'm sure there's probably some of you guys going, yeah, me too, Lee. I'm actually going to give 205 a chance and see what they can do. So let's go to our next matchup here. Next matchup, it was also a pre-show. Of all people, Naomi had won the first ever 20-woman battle royal for the WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal Trophy. Try saying that 10 times fast. 10 times fast. I had a problem with this matchup. Couple of problems with this matchup. Let me just count the ways. And the best part about this show that we're doing for you guys right now, as with all shows, I only know the bullet points. I have an idea of what I'm going to talk about, but it's not rehearsed. It's not scripted. So it's just whatever comes to mind. And I just put it out there. Now, sometimes my mind can change on a few things. I will come back on this show the very next week, and I have been known to say, you know what? I gave it a little bit more thought, and this is now my new philosophy. This is now my new way of thinking. But with regards to this matchup, what I'm about to say tonight will remain intact a week from now, 2 weeks from now, a month from now. You get it. Here's some of the problems I had with this women's battle royal. Number one, way too short. Way too short. Barely coming in at 10 minutes. To quote Carlito, that's not cool. That's not cool. Right? This big spectacle, right? big spectacle of, and I don't want somebody to tell me, oh, well, Lee, with what had went down recently. No, 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 no. That's a cop out. That's too easy of a cop out. Let's just go in the direction of, hey, you put this match out there, dubbing it a first ever. All the great women that have paved the way to basically put these women in a position that they're in right now. Talk about a really great, unique opportunity. All right, I can get behind that. Sure, sure, I'll get behind that. Okay. But all this buildup that was done for this matchup and only 9 minutes, barely under 10 minutes? Really? Okay, so that's my first problem. The second problem that I had, it felt like nothing but a spot fest. It just felt like, okay, so this girl's going to get in one of her signature moves and then boom, elimination. I mean, that's just pretty much how it came about. Now, some could maybe make the argument, and let me take this a step further. For me personally, I've never been a fan of battle royal matches. I really haven't. The only time I am excited about a battle royal is when it comes to the Royal Rumble match itself. Because I know that's going to last a damn good minute. It's going to last about an hour. We're going to see some surprises, people maybe we hadn't seen in a couple of years, right? So that's probably the only time I'm actually excited and I can actually sit through some type of a Royal Rumble match, some type of a elimination match, right? So that's that. But I'm going into this match and I'm not even thinking about, oh, well, legends are going to lend a hand in this women's battle royal. No, I'm not even thinking that. If you ask me what I honestly was expecting, I'll be honest, I was expecting at least a 20-minute match, and all the women that was going to be participating in this, they were going to be able to shine. And I just really felt like this was extremely rushed when it's all said and done. I don't know how many of you are feeling where I'm coming from, but it just felt so rushed and to the point. Okay, you've got 20 women in the ring. I get it. It's a lot of women. But it really would have been badass had you had a situation come about where, okay, let's make the fans give a damn rather than just have Becky Lynch come out by herself and then you have a sea of other women that just come out, all in a group. I don't think you should have done that. I think the way that you should have done it for the viewers, especially for those that maybe have not seen NXT and or some of these women before, I think it really would have been superb if you would have had JoJo basically introduce all of the women that were coming out. You didn't have to sit through entrance after entrance after entrance and hearing different you didn't have to even do all that. After you had Becky Lynch come on now, you could have queued up some type of generic creator wrestler music, and you could have easily just had a woman superstar come out. JoJo does the proper introduction. You let about 10 seconds go past. You introduce the next woman, and you basically could have done it that way, right? At least that way, those in attendance and those watching at home. All right, so I kind of know who's who. But if I maybe have forgot a name or whatever, hey, that's what I've got Michael Cole in the gang for, which brings me to Michael Cole in the gang. And I can't put all the fault on them. I know they're taking their instructions as received via their headpiece and all that, their headphones. But I really wish that, the part where you had the NXT girls, they had band together and they were trying to show the girls on the main roster, hey, we know how to carry our own weight too. If there was ever a proper opportunity to try to introduce the NXT women, that would have been it right there. Because there was actually this one scene where all the NXT girls are looking at the hard camera and they're chanting NXT. That really would have been a good moment. I mean, you stop and you think about it. Jim Ross would have done it. Gordon Sully would have done it. Yeah. I mean, my God, they would have been, oh, that so and so in the orange, yeah, she's been really making a good name for herself down, blah, blah, blah. And, it just seemed like it was just so rushed, not enough time, not enough preparation. It just really felt like it wasn't booked right. Quite honestly, felt like it wasn't even booked right. I'm seeing some of these random women. Why should I care? Seriously. And the one woman that was trained by Great Khali, oh my God, that homegirl might be a little bit shorter than Big Khali, but I said Big Khali. That's what I'm calling you because he is. He's a big dude. No, but Great Khali, she might be a little bit smaller than Great Khali height wise, but my God, does she move so freaking slow? It's not even funny. I mean, seriously, Great Khali. I'm just picturing Great Khali training this girl, right? Yeah, yeah. If they go, come back tomorrow. And I can just hear her saying, yeah, but I kind of really feel as though I don't quite have the fundamentals down still. I kind of feel as though I need to work on it a little bit more. No, 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 no. You ready. You make big money. I I do chop headbutt. I walk. Good money in America. That's how I'm picturing Great Khali when he's talking to this girl. I'm already, you good, good. Are you sure? I just feel like I'm not really that technical. I kind of feel like I've got just, I don't know. It feels like something's missing. I kind of feel like I need to do a lot more training. No, 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 no. You good, very good. You make good money like me. Oh, see. I'm just picturing Great Khali just, I'm like, but you watch her and you're going, what the blue hell? you know, it's just, oh my God, it's like, what the hell, man? I want to take this time out and I want to recognize Sandy James. Sandy James has a really good question. And the looks like Sandy James went super chat. Yeah, yeah, went super chat. Let me just verify that. You guys got to forgive me. I'm still getting new to this super chat stuff. Okay, Sandy, we'll go ahead and we'll tackle your question right now. Sandy's question is, what do you think Carmella has, or why rather? I apologize, Sandy. Don't blame me. It's the dogfish head here. Why do you think Carmella has held on to the Money in the Bank briefcase for so long? When do you think she will cash it in? Okay, that's a good question. I was gonna actually wait later to talk about that matchup, but we can actually go to that matchup. Can we like kind of go there? What do you think, guys? I'm trying to figure out how I can address this with well, she's got priority. Let's go with Sandy because that's a good question. First off, for those of you wondering, yeah, Carmella, there was no cash in tonight. There was no cash in at all. And it was definitely a head scratching moment for me because I'm honestly saying to myself, and I've been an advocate for this for a couple of weeks now, which is, hey, on the SmackDown side of things, when it comes to Asuka taking on Charlotte for the SmackDown Women's title, let those two girls slug it out. And I don't care if it's Charlotte, I don't care if it's Asuka, but my personal preference was let Asuka be the one to defeat Charlotte, win the SmackDown Women's title, and then cue up Carmella to come out, cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase, and she's the one that gets the bragging rights. She's the one that actually ends up defeating Asuka, not Charlotte, not all of the other women that have been put before Asuka in her whatever 900 plus reign of an undefeated streak or whatever. No, 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 no. It would all come by the hands of Carmella. And see, I know some people that, oh, Lee, that's just so crazy. But see, the way that I was looking at it, my mind is always thinking like this. When I see certain up and coming young talent, I'm going, okay, yeah, they got a lot of promise. They just need the right buildup. They just need the right story arc that, okay, especially if we're going to put them out there as a heel. My God, what better way to get some serious heel heat than this? And Carmella had a lot of good heat going on when she was teamed up with James Ellsworth. But I tell you, once they pulled James Ellsworth away, you guys would agree, she has just been ice cold. So for me, to see her in a position where she would get back to good, in particular, screwing Asuka, and just picture that. Just close your eyes and just picture that. And then you have it be a situation where Asuka's not going to be able to get a rematch because she's contracted to Raw, right? So I mean, that's pretty much it. Unless Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon sign off on Asuka basically working a match against Carmella. I mean, because now you have a situation where both brands are now going to be working together for these pay-per-views. So I mean, unless you're going to have a situation like that, the way I would have set it up, one and done. That's it. Asuka doesn't get any revenge. That's it. So it sucks that it went in that direction. And then you could have easily flipped it and you could have looked at what was going on with Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss. And you could have had a situation go down where Carmella could have screwed one of those girls as well, preferably Nia Jax. You could have done that as well. But the fact that it did not happen, for me, the $1 million question I have right now is, well, if you didn't do it tonight, then when are you going to do it again? And just the way things are kind of playing out right now, I'm just looking on the SmackDown side of things, trying to figure out who could be that next threat to Charlotte Flair. I still feel Carmella is going to be the one to somehow screw Charlotte out of that title. If you ask me when I think it's going to happen, I mean, now that WrestleMania is over and done with, I honestly wouldn't be too surprised if a situation had came about where during an episode of SmackDown, Charlotte is maybe in some type of a tag team match or a one-on-one match, non-title matchup, something of that nature, and a serious number is done to her. I see something like that coming about. But this go round, I think what it's going to take for Carmella to have a successful cash in, whoever Charlotte is facing, maybe there is some type of a miscommunication or whatnot. Charlotte gets attacked from behind. That pretty much puts her out cold or whatever. And then maybe you have Carmella come out. Because look at the story that they've been telling the past couple of weeks on SmackDown. Whenever Carmella has come out, she's always taking on a Charlotte Flair that's on her knees, kind of struggling to get up, not out cold. And I think at this point, the only way something like this is really going to happen for a successful cash in, you're going to have to, at this point, have her knocked out cold. I think, honestly, that's the only way you can go about it. But I'm thinking on an episode of SmackDown, it's going to play out, and then Charlotte chase after Carmella for the title. Carmella has proven to be a good, steady hand as a heel. So to have Charlotte be the one chasing after Carmella, I think that would actually play out pretty damn well, quite honestly. So Sandy, I hope that answers your question. As far as like an exact timetable when I think the cash in is going to happen, well, we've got Money in the Bank. Let me just see when that's coming up real quick here. So we've got the Greatest Royal Rumble. I see that's going to be coming up in a couple of weeks. And then we've got Backlash, which is going to be in... When is Backlash? Hang on here, guys. Looks like Backlash is going to happen May 6th. Okay, so Backlash is May 6th. I know they're getting ready to do another Money in the Bank. I'm going to say, if not within the next 2 weeks, a Carmella cash in, so that could include this coming week SmackDown and the next week, definitely before, I would say May. I would definitely say before May 20th. Carmella is going to be able to do a successful cash in, I would have to say. And shout out to Adam. Adam, yeah, definitely keep it clean, man, because usually with the WrestleMania show, I've found over the past couple of years we've had more and more kids that actually check out the after show. So I try to do my best to keep the language a little bit clean, at least on nights like this. So yeah, be careful there. All right, let's continue on here. Sandy, good question there. Hope I had answered it. If not, feel free to poke your head in there again and let me know. let's continue on, though. Is it almost time for us to recognize some of our sponsors? I actually got to keep track of time here because I got to make sure we show them some love here. So bear with me a second here, guys. All right, I'll talk for a couple of more minutes here. Let's go to our next match, and then after our next match, I'll actually go on ahead and I'll recognize some of our sponsors for tonight's episode because we have a lot of sponsors that we need to get to, and we definitely want to make sure we show them some love, recognize their names and all. Who do hope you guys are enjoying the after show so far. If you are, make sure you are leaving those comments, and if you haven't done so, do subscribe. And definitely click on those hearts, likes, all that good stuff, man. Yeah. All right. Let me just poke my head here and we'll load that up and we're good to go. All right. Let's talk about our next matchup here. Where are we going now? So we talked about the pre-show matches, right? We pretty much got through all of those pre-show matches. We can pretty much go to the main card now. Seth Rollins defeated The Miz and Finn Balor to become the new Intercontinental Champion. If you're a Seth Rollins fan, you got to be feeling this right now. You have to be on cloud nine with regards to this because, honestly, Seth Rollins has been in a little bit of stalemate these past couple of months, yeah? I mean, he did have a little something going on with Dean Ambrose, but once Dean Ambrose had got injured, it was kind of like, okay, so what's going to happen with Seth Rollins now? And I have no problem with this because remember, I was on this show just a couple of months ago, not even 3. And I said, man, how the mighty have fallen. You look at where Seth Rollins was last year, great feud with the Authority and all that. And wow, now you fast forward and you look at what's been happening with him as of late. He's really taken a backseat. So the fact that he's now in this position where he's the new Intercontinental Champion, I'm digging it. I personally have no problem with it whatsoever. You know, storyline wise, it's giving Seth Rollins something to do. This, I would think, would definitely put him in a position where if you're thinking storyline wise, the great rivalries that's to come, right? I would imagine that eventually you're going to have Big Cass maybe challenge Seth Rollins for that title. Once he comes back into play, you've got your Samoa Joe, right? Miz is still going to be some type of a factor in there. Hell, whenever, what's his name? Whenever Jason Jordan comes back, that should be pretty damn interesting as well. I would like to see them kind of pick up right where they left off with regards to Jason Jordan trying to be all buddy chum and everything with freaking the Shield and trying to play all kissy to his dad and everything. So, I mean, those are just immediately off the break. Those are some of the matchups that you could do right there with Seth Rollins. For sure, you've got a good established history there with Finn Balor, so that's definitely something that you could go with as well. So there's a lot of promise with Seth Rollins. I mean, there's a lot of depth there on the Raw side of things, especially now that you're getting ready to do this whole shakeup as well. So plenty of opportunity. One thing I'm a little bit kind of confused about, right? I put a tweet on out there and I basically took a look at Finn Balor and we had Finn Balor come on now and he was representing the gay community. Yeah. You know, I heard about this. I thought maybe it was a rumor because I heard a little something, but apparently Stephanie McMahon has been looking really hard at Finn Balor. And supposedly the word on the beat is, you know what? He would make a great advocate for the gay community. You're going, wait, what now? Wait, stop. Yeah, he's got a good looking body and everything. Guys wish they could look like him. Girls wish they could be with him. The kids love him. We're going to turn him into a mascot for the gay community? Really? I'm baffled by this. You know, I hope that what we saw was just a situation where WWE, they had worked with a certain group out in New Orleans the past couple of weeks, and Finn Balor has really been the one to step up to the plate and really tried to be a good advocate and everything, and maybe it's just like a partner collaboration. I'm trying here. I know I'm doing a little bit of reach, and I'm just hoping that this was not the beginning of something. Yeah, because I'm going, wait a minute. See, marinate on this for a few takes. If Stephanie McMahon or whoever is looking at Finn Balor and saying, you know what, that Finn Balor, yeah, that whole demon thing isn't really working out, but you know what would work out? Him being a raging gay mascot. That would just be phenomenal. I mean, look at him. He's kind of got a little bit of Brokeback Mountain going on anyway, so we might as well should go there. Yeah. Okay, if you're gonna have a guy that, with regards to his sexual orientation, maybe that's not the direction he prefers. Maybe he prefers women. Hey, maybe he's bisexual and just the season right now he's with the women, right? The point I'm making is, if you're entertaining the idea of a full-fledged gay WWE male superstar, what was the whole point in getting rid of Darren Young? I'm just curious, because who better than that individual who knows what it's like to be, one, black, and then two, to be a black gay man, right? The struggles as far as the gay community, being accepted, right? AIDS awareness and everything. I mean, who better than a guy like that, who you just let go because honestly, you were just kind of looking for a way to get rid of him anyway, right? But who better? Guy was decent in the ring. Yeah, we can all be in agreement. That stuff with Bob Backlund, and that was his idea. That was bus. That was a crappy idea. He tried. I'll give him credit. He tried. But as far as his in-ring ability goes and all that, he was decent. When you think about, and look, I hate to burst the bubble for a lot of Finn Balor fans, but when you look at Finn Balor's personality, it's as bland as Darren Young's was. Straight up truth. Okay? Straight up truth. So for me, if you're going to go in this direction, what was the whole point in getting rid of Darren Young then? So I still feel that the Demon Balor has a lot to give. That's a lot that you can provide. I mean, that hits so many age ranges. It's not even funny. And then on top of that, the kids, because hey, I want to get the makeup just like Finn Balor. And man, I mean, that's plenty of merchandise opportunities right there, man. Plenty of merchandise opportunities. If you stop and think about it, especially if you did it in such a way where you could sell the Demon Balor wigs at the stands and all that. I mean, you make a freaking killing just doing that type of stuff. So, I'm curious to see how this is going to play out. And I know there was a comment on Twitter that had said something along the lines of, well, they couldn't go with the whole demon route for tonight at WrestleMania because, if you stop and think about it, there's nothing really that there's really no way for him to conjure the demon, right? Well, I beg to differ. I think honestly, when it's a situation where I think it's a situation where if you have Finn Balor and he's going, okay, you know what? I can't just go into this particular matchup and I can't just go, okay, I need, no, I need to dig down deep. I need to go into a dark place that I know every time I've gone to that dark place, I've always succeeded. I need to tap into that dark power, because once I tap into that dark power, I'm one of the most deadliest, dangerous men that's out there. So I really wish that they would have gone in that direction. They still can. I pitched it before as far as Finn Balor. I don't want to bore you guys with it, but I'll leave it with this thought. I'll leave y'all with this thought, which is all they have to do with Finn Balor. Just let enough time go by that everybody forgets about the demon and reintroduce the demon. And the way you can reintroduce the demon, you can have there be some type of a rivalry that Finn Balor gets it. Maybe a rivalry with Jason Jordan, or maybe a rivalry with Big Cass. And you can have some type of a weird, crazy situation come about backstage where something falls on Finn Balor's head or whatever. And you just start letting the demon and Finn, just regular Finn, let it just be like split personality. Pull a page out of Marvel Comics Sleepwalker from back in the early 90s. And anybody that knows about Sleepwalker, you did your research, you know exactly where I'm going with that. One is not aware of the other's actions and all that. And every time you interview Finn and be like, my God, did you see what you did to? What are you talking about? Well, I got the footage right here. That's not me. I don't know who that is. The hell are you talking about? Wow. Wow, that's a crazy looking dude. No, that's not me. I'm sorry. And you just have that be a running gag for a good minute. So yeah, that just some wishful thinking. Just some wishful thinking right there. But I'm actually happy for Seth Rollins. I really legitimately am. Miz, I'm not feeling too sorry for him, because when it's all said and done, he can easily kick on back. He's going to have some time off, enjoy that new baby, enjoy Maurice. So I'm not really tripping. Hey, you guys on Facebook that's watching the stream, in case you guys haven't figured it out yet, you guys are now interacting with Joe, who is lending us a hand as one of the moderators. Again, Facebook, you are interacting with Joe, who is acting as one of the moderators in handling the Facebook page. So we appreciate Joe. Joe is going to be my eyes and ears on some of these outlets, and Facebook is definitely going to be one of those as well. So, Joe, appreciate all the work that you're doing there, buddy. Thank you. All right, let's take a pause right here. I told you guys about this last night, and we have to, because without these guys, without their kind contributions, without them working with us, shows like what you're listening to right now would not be free. You would have to pay. That I hate to say that, but show expenses in 2018, bandwidth, equipment, and all that jazz, all that is expensive, especially when it comes to storage plans for the podcast audio, all that. So I want to just take this time out to recognize some of our sponsors, affiliates, and Patreon members, because this is their time in the sun right now. So first off, I want to recognize some of our sponsors, as tonight's edition of the RCWR show is brought to you by our good friend Ron Thompson, aka BIRDADS, and his great music. If you are a fan of really cool beats, instrumental stuff, you need to check him out. He is on SoundCloud. Again, Ron Thompson. You spell that Ron Thompson, THOMPSEN. Again, Ron Thompson. Thompson spelled THOMPSEN. aka BIRDADS, BIRDADS. Check him out on SoundCloud. Check out his great music as well. We're also brought to you in part by Prize Rebel, making you a good opportunity to get some cash. Yeah, you can actually earn some cash, earn some money online just by filling out surveys, playing games, taking advantage of free trials, and more. Prize Rebel. Also, shout out to the Noble Artisan. The Noble Artisan, making the finest handcrafted cabinets and furniture for home or office. Learn more about them at thenobleartisan.com. Swagbucks.com. Earn free gift cards from places like Target, Walmart, Amazon, and more, just for doing your part in consumer market research. Learn more today by heading over to swagbucks.com. All of these people I am mentioning so far, they have unique URLs exclusively for you, the RCWR Nation. So make sure you check out the episode description for this very episode you are checking out right now, so that you can be taken directly to their respected links, learn more about them, and or sign up, do business with them. Also got to give a shout out to the Walt Disney Magic Florida show featuring Timmy D. It is a theme park radio show that talks about the Orlando, Florida area and provides Walt Disney World information. Learn more about them, facebook.com/WD Magic Florida. Again, that's facebook.com/WD Magic Florida. Also brought to you by Disseco Solutions. Disseco Solutions. They offer the best dissection kits for grades 9 through 12 students and teachers. Non-rust stainless steel dissecting tools for instructional and training purposes. Again, Disseco Solutions. And shout out to our Patreon members who are as followed. Shout out to Joe Raymond Jr. Shout out to Michael Wolf. Shout out to John Davis. Shout out to Missionary Thomas of Wrestling Soup. And shout out to Joe Compton. All right. So I don't think we forgot anybody else. We could definitely go ahead and on that note, continue on with the show. So we talked about some of these matches so far. And let's see where we are on the card. Next up, we could talk about Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair defeating Asuka for the SmackDown Women's title. Asuka losing by submission. Yeah, this was a really good technical matchup. I would have to say it lived up to the hype more so than the promos Asuka was cutting. I'm just being honest. Anybody that's been listening to my show the past couple of months, you know how I've been feeling about cats like Asuka and Nakamura. Pull a page out of New Japan Pro Wrestling. Hell, you saw, if you watched NXT TakeOver from the weekend, you saw the segment that they had set up there where they did a recap of the feud between Aleister Black and Cien Almas. You saw that portion where Cien Almas was pissed off and he was talking in his native language, but right in the middle of your screen and lower there, lower center, you had English subtitle. And it has been something I have been saying off and on for months now, which is pull a page out of New Japan Pro Wrestling, let these people talk in their native language, pop in the English subtitle, we'll be good to go. You got those watching the event in attendance, let them get English subtitle and let them get a English voiceover artist. Not that hard, right? So for me, yeah, we can be in agreement. The promos that Asuka, she, bless her heart, she tried. You're not ready for, you know, you're going, yeah, okay. But match-wise, classic. A classic encounter. I actually had loved it between these two girls. And if you guys were checking out the Call That Match edition of the RCWR show, because we actually did that on Saturday, I told you guys this was really close to call. I said it could go either way because I basically said to you, well, if Asuka wins, then it's safe to say Nakamura is going to lose. But if Nakamura loses, then it's safe to say that Asuka was going to win. But then it could also be a situation where Nakamura and Asuka both lose. And one of the things that I had said to you guys was look at the history that has played out before your very eyes with WrestleMania, particularly when you go into the next day and you've got whoever are holding on to those top belts, those top titles, they're making their rounds doing the media blitz. And at the end of the day, it's a lot of talking that is involved. You are not just representing yourself. You're not just representing that championship. You are representing a multi-million-dollar empire. So you've got to represent. And for me, I just really honestly had a hard time picturing Asuka walking out of this. I really, really did. And I told you guys got to correct me because my mind's a little fuzzy right now. But if I'm not mistaken, I believe I had said that maybe Charlotte was going to retain, or either it was going to be a situation where Asuka maybe did win, but she was going to lose the belt. I somehow had the streak ending when it's all said and done. I just really wasn't quite sure how it was going to play out. Well, I only kind of got part of that right. But these two girls, they had a really good matchup. I must say, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I thought they did a really great, it was great booking, great storytelling that they did with this matchup. I love the part where at one point you had Charlotte who went out of the ring and she was favoring her shoulder. And Asuka's now kind of realizing, oh man, I smell blood. Yes. Oh, I am now going to home in on that bad boy. I am going to get you. I see where you're weak, and I'm going to have me some good fun. And she did. I mean, it laid out exactly the way that I thought it was going to play out, except for the whole submission part. I honestly was not expecting that to happen. But I thought those two girls did it proud, man. They did it right. It was actually a really good matchup. Shout out to both of them. If there are those of you that maybe want me to get into like the closing moments of the matchup as far as the finish goes and all that, I can definitely do that for you guys as well, because I took a little bit of notes. So let me just jump ahead a little bit and I'll actually tell you guys the final moments of that matchup. I did say it had ended in a submission for Charlotte Flair, but the closing moments had went as follows. You have Flair, who tried to go for a pin attempt, but Asuka countered it into a submission hold. They would end up ruffling for a little bit, going back and forth on the mat, but Asuka pulls back on the neck and shoulder, tighten her hold. Flair counters, tries to go for the figure four. Asuka kind of managed to hold that off a little bit further. They get up. Asuka nails with a kick to the head. Flair continues to go back and forth with Asuka. Asuka tries to then go for her trademark Asuka lock. Can't apply it successfully. A little bit more back and forth. Asuka kicks Flair in the head. Charges at Flair. Nails a spear. Flair does, that is. Connects with a spear. Only gets her a close 2 count. Asuka kicks Flair, but Flair keeps going. Gets to the figure 4. Leg lock applied. Finally bridges into a figure 8. But with one arm, as the other is injured while Asuka tries to resist. She tries to fight free, but eventually she taps out. And that's pretty much how the streak had came to an end. Afterwards, we saw Asuka very gracious in her defeat. She actually had grabbed the women's championship, gave it to Charlotte, took a microphone, and basically, I don't know what the hell. I think she said something like, translation, Charlotte was ready for Asuka. I know, right? I am so good at understanding incoherent Japanese. Yeah. / English. Yeah, I'm so good at that. No, seriously, that's legitimately what she had said. And that pretty much was it. That actually did not go over the way it was supposed to go over, because you kind of had the New Orleans crowd there kind of going, what the hell? What the hell did she just say? Like seriously, what the hell did she just say? You notice the same people that usually are at these pay-per-views were in attendance at tonight's WrestleMania. I mean, take your pick. You had the dude with the hat with the goatee and the lime green shirt, right? In front of the hard camera. You had the creepy long-haired dude that's usually with his mom, and then you have the other creepy long-haired dude that's usually with a young girl. They both were there. You had the guy that usually represents the squared circle. He was there. You had John Gleck, the guy that usually wears the white blazer and he's got the show logos on it. He was there. I'm just going, God damn, are you guys like affiliated with the Cocaine Cowboys or something? Give me some info, because I want to know how you guys are able to get these good seats. Who do I need to know? Who do I need to be buddy chums with, right? You know, who do I need to do a favor for to be able to get some good seats like that, like every single freaking time? I was just amazed at that. It's like I was actually talking to a couple of buddies and I'm going, God damn, because we all were noticing the same people every single time when it comes to these pay-per-views. And we're just going, how are they doing this? It's like they're almost literally getting the same freaking seats every single time. It's like curious minds need to know, because You know, we want that information too. Shit, I mean, we want to be like that too. Hook us up, shoot. But no, I just think it's always cool when you see the same people that are there in attendance. Some of these guys that go though, all they say is, "No, I'm just a super fan. I just love the WWE. I just love to check out the events. Any opportunity I'm able to get, I just love checking them out." And you go, well, that's great, but like, if you are doing a podcast, at least talking about your experiences and all that, what the hell, man? Seriously, what the hell? You do all this, you're a fan, and you don't do a vlog series out of it. You don't do a podcast series out of it. All the potential money that you could be making, the guests that you could potentially be having as a result. Shout out to their bosses too. Unless all these guys basically are their own bosses, they all are self-employed. Shout out to their bosses. Them some nice ass bosses. I mean, we should give it up for the bosses, because all those cats that I just named, every time you turn around and it comes to these major pay-per-views, these guys are like, their bosses are like, yeah, go ahead, enjoy. I go ahead and enjoy. You did good. You know, I don't know if they got it set up in a way where they don't work weekends or what, but I tell you, hook me up. DM me, hook me up, man. Hook a brother up. I'll let you guys know what I'm able to come across if my shout out is successful. All right, let's get back to some seriousness though. You know, but before we go on to our next match, I saw one idea that was put out there as far as what could possibly be next for Asuka now that the streak is over. First off, streaks are made to be broken. It happens in every single major sport. It is just a matter of time. Streaks are made to be broken. And I know everybody was really behind this whole streak thing, but let's just be candid for a minute here. The streak served its purpose, but quite honestly, for me, my impression right now, I think unless things take a change for the better with Asuka, and this all falls on the hands of creative, Asuka is in a very delicate position right now where she could be a bust. And I don't like saying that because I've been a big fan of some of her work a couple of years before she had came into the WWE. So for me, you know, this is going to prove to be storyline wise very challenging. I personally feel the vibe I'm getting right now is that she's not going to go in a heel direction. This is almost kind of similar to what had went down with Bill Goldberg. And Bill Goldberg, it's like, okay, now that Goldberg, all he had was the streak. But I tell you what, once the streak had ended, I tell you, for him, it just was never the same, sadly. And was I an advocate of Asuka maintaining the streak past WrestleMania? Yes and no. I was fine with the streak coming to an end if it meant that it was going to excel somebody else's career. Now, Charlotte, all due respect, she's done very well for herself from her days in NXT, and that's why I went with Carmella. That's why I said if anybody could use the rub off from Carmella, it would be from Asuka, it would be Carmella. She could use the rub off. And then the other thing that I looked at, some of you guys, some of my colleagues out there, what the hell were you guys drinking? Some of you guys actually had the audacity to say that WrestleMania 35, not 34, 35. So you're jumping a year ahead. You're saying that it should be Asuka taking on Rhonda Rousey, streak versus the baddest woman on the planet. Get out of here. There was no way in hell that was going to happen. No way in hell that was going to happen. Now, I like the idea that I had projected, which is basically, hey, one idea you could maybe float around with, depending on how much longer you want to keep the streak intact. Maybe you could take it on up to this year's SummerSlam and let the baddest woman on the planet take on Asuka's streak. You might have something there, but now that it pretty much went down the way that it went down, as far as what I'm expecting of Asuka going forward, get back to basics. I can imagine Asuka coming out and basically saying none of the women on the Raw roster They could not handle me. None of the women in NXT, they could not handle me. You know, it had to be a second generation superstar from the likes of Charlotte Flair. You know, you trace her bloodline, you see who her dad is. You know, it had to take someone of that pedigree to defeat Asuka. And, you know, I can basically see the situation where Asuka is going, hey, the better woman had won on that night. But as far as what I'm going to do now, my eyes are set on becoming women's champion. And I will become women's champion by any means necessary. And if that means eventually I'm going to have to lock it up with Charlotte, then so be it. My wishful thinking, things just seem to have a way of coming full circle in the WWE, and I couldn't write it any better. I'm going to go with my gut instinct. My gut instinct is telling me after this shakeup goes down, I just have this feeling that SummerSlam, Charlotte, Asuka for the women's title. And I think that's really a good way you can really make it be full circle, make everything kind of pay it forward, so to speak. But I definitely see by the time SummerSlam rolls around, Charlotte, somebody's dropping a title to Asuka. If I could have it my way, you bring it back full circle. You let it be those two girls locking it up again. Because, I mean, shit, what they did tonight was fantastic. I actually would love to see those guys lock it up again, personally. So keep them separate for now. You know, even after you shake things up, you could let it be some type of a situation where, just for the sake of the argument, you could let it be a situation where once you do the shakeup, Asuka gets sent to SmackDown, but her clear path, like off the break, her clear path to Charlotte for the title, no, it's not gonna be that. No, it's not gonna go down that easy, right? But just the way things kind of play out, I am seeing some type of a situation occurring where those two girls will lock it up again. Now, some of you may be wondering, well, Lee, that's all great. So what are you saying about Carmella? Because you just said earlier Carmella would be the one to take the title off of Charlotte. I see Charlotte getting the belt back like just in time for SummerSlam. And I just see something weird coming about where they're going to make Carmella take a back seat. I just kind of have this weird vibe that Carmella may be some type of a transitional champion, you know, just long enough until SummerSlam, and then they go with the big money draw. And your big money draw is Charlotte, Asuka 2. But then after that's over, yeah, I can maybe see Carmella getting the title right back. And they pretty much let that play out until the fall, take the belt off of her then. I'm kind of picturing things going down like that. All right, let's go on to our next matchup here. Next up, we have Jinder Mahal. Yeah, Jinder Mahal, he actually defeated Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, and Rusev for the United States Championship. Pretty damn short match, too. It wasn't even 10 minutes. It was just 8 minutes and some change. Well, gone are the days. I guess we all are fools. Yeah. I mean, who am I to think that the way a guy can get over is to have a really good catchphrase, sell really good merchandise, connect so damn well with the fans, got them chanting his catchphrase and everything, right? Everything that you would possibly want in a guy that's trying to do his best to do right by the company and try to get over, right? Let the company see that, hey, look, see this thing I got going on here? I'm telling you, man, you need to get behind me. Some good money that we can make together. Foolish me for thinking all of those things in 2018 would be great keys to success in going over. Of course, I'm talking about Rusev Day. So, no Rusev with the United States title. A guy that has done a phenomenal job in reinventing himself, I personally feel. and you don't give him a nod for all the work that he's been putting in. I'm really getting the impression that the powers that be in WWE are going, yeah, we like him. We like him. He's okay. His wife, on the other hand, whew, man, I tell you what, unless he ditches her, he ain't gonna be going that damn far. That's just the vibe that it gives me. Now, some people would look at this move that's going on with Jinder Mahal, and you can make the argument, oh, well, since they're going to Saudi Arabia, you know, Lee and Jinder kind of looks the part down there. That's how some people are thinking. I'm not saying that's how I'm thinking. I'm just telling you the marketing idea. Well, you know, we kind of need to have Jinder Mahal kind of, let's toss Jinder Mahal a little bit of a bone. Look, does Jinder Mahal have a great look? Yes. I'm still showing Jinder Mahal respect. I haven't called him tender my you-know-what in a good minute now. Okay? So I think I've been doing a fairly good job in giving the man his respect. All right? I've been putting respect on his name. Okay? But, you know, he's bland as hell. I don't know what it is. He ain't connecting with the crowd. He's just not. Can I be candid? The only way I would be feeling this United States title run is if Jinder Mahal goes in the direction of what I've been saying for several months now, which is he takes a page out of classic Rusev. Classic Rusev when he held on to that United States title, when he was putting down America. I need to see storyline wise, booking wise, Jinder Mahal go in that direction, meets a Muhammad Hassan. Obviously, a little bit lighter, of course, because you don't want to alienate the hell out of sponsors and all that. But I would just love to see Jinder Mahal kind of go in that direction creatively. But I know in my heart of hearts, it's not going to go in that direction. This just feels to me nothing more than a publicity stunt. So, you know, if you ask me who really should have had it on this night, it really should have been Rusev. It really should have been about Rusev Day. And the fact that it didn't go in that direction, for me, a letdown. It's like, okay, well, if you're not gonna do it, then you know, if you're not gonna pull the trigger on Rusev now, when are you gonna do it? What more does this man have to do? Quite honestly. That's the question I'm wondering here. What more does this man have to do? Sucks, man. It really does suck. Next matchup, Kurt Angle, Ronda Rousey defeating Triple H, Stephanie McMahon. Match went down exactly the way I thought it was going to go down. And if you guys had checked out the Call That Match edition, I told you almost frame for frame how it was going to go down. And it played out exactly how I thought it was going to go down. The tease of Rousey eventually getting her hands on Stephanie McMahon, that played out exactly the way that I thought it would. I was more focused on, okay, Ronda, you're making your debut. How you going to do? Okay, Kurt Angle. Now, I've seen Kurt Angle's work in Impact Wrestling for a good amount of years, so he hasn't been on hiatus that long, but I'm still saying to myself, all right, Kurt, you know, you've been banged up the past couple of years. Let's see how Father Time has done you. Let's see how healed up you are. And I would say Kurt, he did pretty damn good. What was funny, though, was Kurt wasn't even wrestling Triple H for 3 minutes. Not even 3 minutes, and you already had the fans going, you still got it. It's like he hasn't even, like, freaking done anything yet. Can you, like, wait 5 minutes before this guy, you know, like what are you going to say when he actually does something for real? Like, seriously. So I just thought that was so freaking gullible. And at the same time, I'm also saying, wait a minute now. Wait a minute now. What the hell? I'm going, what the hell? You guys do this, right? I just got a brain fart live on the air. It happens. That's what happens, man. I'm telling you, the older you get and you're doing this and you just go out of nowhere, brain fart, it just happens. No, Let me get back to my train of thought, though. Seriously. So, yeah, the fans are just so gullible. I'm going, wait a minute now. You guys realize it was just a couple of months ago that we had saw Kurt Angle team up with the Shield, and he was doing a little something, something there. And you guys had chanted back then, you still got it. And he really didn't do anything in that one. So I just thought the fans in this one were really gullible. But the little bit that I had saw of Kurt Angle, I honestly, if I had one critique, it would be, it kind of seems to me that all that extra weight that Kurt is carrying, and he's carrying it in the right places, but I can't help but wonder if maybe Kurt needs to lose about maybe 20 more pounds of muscle mass, 15 just to be on the safe side, so that he could be a little bit more quicker, because he seemed very not robotic, but a little bit sluggish. That's the best word I can use. And, I guess when you've gone at the hard physical state that he's been doing it in the ring all of these years, I guess eventually it does catch up with you. So for all we know, maybe dropping that 10, 15 pounds of muscle mass, maybe that might not actually do him any good, right? Because the results could still be the same. But I just can't help but wonder if maybe that would help him out a little bit more. But this was really about Triple H kind of guiding them a little bit from what I had saw. But what I did see of Kurt on the offense, I was impressed. I wouldn't say he hasn't missed a step, but I know he's been dealing with some nagging injuries that's kind of hindered him a little bit. I'm just a little bit curious what would happen if we get a Kurt Angle that is 100% totally freaking healthy and can really just go all balls out. Ronda Rousey, some areas just a little bit rough, but overall, I was quite pleased with this woman. I thought she did a really good job in her in-ring debut, a phenomenal job. If I had only one complaint, it would be stop adjusting your attire. She kept adjusting her attire a lot. I mean, whether it was she was messing with her tights, she was messing with her shorts, or she was messing with her top. She just kept readjusting herself, and I just wanted to just grab her by the shoulders and say, stop doing that. Just, you're okay. You got your sports bra on up under there, right? Okay, you're good. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. Just go out there and have fun. You're all right. Just go do it. If you get a wedgie, okay, that's one thing. Unless you get a wedgie, just go out there. Don't worry about it. Nobody's going to take your stuff off. The material is pretty good. You don't have to worry about anything. Just go have fun. But she just kept readjusting her damn attire. For me, I always have a pet peeve over that. Seeing somebody constantly just one time, it's okay. All right. No problem. Second time, hey, all right, now stop doing that. You got to be selling now. But then it's okay. Stop it. Especially when they're adjusting their attire after a devastating move has been done to them. It's like, it's like, oh my God, what a devastating back body drop. And the person is just readjusting themselves. It's like, stop. You're not supposed to do any of that stuff. But no, it went down exactly the way I thought it was going to go down. I'm sure for a lot of people that was picturing how this match was going to play out, it went accordingly. I tell you what, as far as the entrances go, and it was kind of funny because I see Triple H and Kurt Angle come out, and I'm going, here we go again. Here we go again with the whole Motorhead stuff. They're coming out on the motorcycles once again. And my girl goes, no, this is different, hon. I'm going, how is this different? Oh, it's different because they're coming out on separate motorcycles. I'm going, wait a minute now. Wait. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, that is different. And she's like, are you being sarcastic? Damn, Skippy, I'm being sarcastic. Shades of what they did last year. Nothing really that. I mean, I know some guys are going to be like hardcore Triple H fans, and they're going to be like, the hell are you talking about, Lee? Of course, it was totally different this year. You see how there was two lines. There was two lines of motorcycles instead of one. It's like, yeah, that's a good point. And Triple H wore a mask this year. It was kind of like he was a crypt, and he came out. Yeah, that's a good point. And then Stephanie was riding her own motorcycle this year. Like, okay. Honestly, when I was looking at Triple H, all I could picture is I can't drive 55. That's all I'm picturing for some weird reason. But as far as life goes itself, I enjoyed seeing the hell out of Triple H and Stephanie at the top of the ring apron, and they both spitted water together. I love that. It was, and just to see Stephanie look at Triple H like, "Did I do it right, honey?" Like that. I mean, that was just it kind of had me stop and think a little bit about Spike and Tyke. That's my boy. Listen here, pussycat. I'm trying to teach my boy how to chase you cats. So you be a good pal and play nice with them. Or else, it's kind of like one of those, ha ha ha, that's my boy. Little Tom and Jerry reference for you guys. I'm kind of showing my age a little bit. But, yeah, that went down exactly the way I thought it was going to go down. Let's see. We got a couple of more matches to talk about here. How are we doing on Showtime here? I'm actually a little bit more concerned about Showtime. Well, that ain't too bad. So, minus the false start we had, we were probably at about an hour, 10 minutes. Yeah, probably at about an hour, 10 minutes. But I mean, look, on the one hand, when you think about WrestleMania as a whole, you go, all right, Pyros are back. Fantastic. But then when you look at some of the entrances, you're going, that was, Triple H, Stephanie, that was recycled. I thought Charlotte had a really nice entrance. I mean, with the whole gold lights, gold fog, just the way all the lighting and everything was set up. And then she comes out to Space Odyssey. I mean, of course, her dad used to come out to that, but she comes out to Space Odyssey for the first couple of minutes before it goes into her music. I thought all that was really badass. As far as Seth Rollins and all them go, I mean, whoopee-doo, Seth Rollins comes out and he has blue eyes this year. That really wasn't enough for me. So, as far as who had the best entrance, I got to give it up personally to Charlotte Flair. I thought hers, and let me just, for the benefit of doubt, let me just look at the card overall one more time. And actually, yeah, I'll put Charlotte at number 2. Daniel Bryan had a really good entrance, I must say, to show highlights of the whole Yes movement and pretty much show how it basically all had started, and all basically started because of Daniel Bryan. Yeah, I love the way that they had presented that and his overall entrance. That was actually pretty good. Shinsuke Nakamura, his entrance was fucking killer. I love seeing Alex Cooper's guitarist, and I want to make sure we are showing her the proper respect here. Let me just pull up her name real quick here. Bear with me a second here. And because that was actually one of the last tweets I had put out. So let me actually try to get that out here. Bear with me a second here, guys. I know the last name is Strauss. Here we go. I got her right now. Nita Strauss. That's her name. Badass. If you don't know anything about her, you really need to do your business and look her up. Apparently, she had made a Guinness World Book or whatnot a couple of years back, as far as, hey, this is one of the top female guitarists. You need to go out of your way and get to be familiar with her music, because she is like freaking killer. I thought her entrance was pretty badass, but I mean, other than that, as far as unique entrances go, badass entrances, there's really nothing else that stands out. Undertaker is exactly what you expect. Oh, I'm sorry, did I spoil that? Come on, by now you guys knew that Undertaker was going to pop up. Bludgeon Brothers, they became the new tag team champions. They defeated Usos and the New Day. Uneventful. Match was only 5 minutes. I don't want anybody trying to justify that. I saw the argument of, well, we got 20 minutes with Kurt Angle and Rhonda taking on Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. I say, yeah, that's great. And you're telling me you couldn't do this triple threat for the SmackDown tag titles? You couldn't bump that to almost 15 minutes? You had to make that be $5 and some change? Seriously? it just felt so uneventful. And the little bit that you did see, there was a lot of potential, but the match was just cut way, way too short. I'm not sure if something had happened to somebody, and that's why maybe the match didn't go a little bit longer or what. But that just really rubbed me the wrong way because of all the matches, I actually was looking forward to seeing what was coming about with that matchup. So it sucks. Quite honestly, it really, really sucks. Let me just take a look in the YouTube chats here because I am getting another. Let me just double check this real quick here before we continue on. I'm just trying to verify one of the chat comments here at my end. And Joe, I actually might need your help in the YouTube chat for a hot minute here. I'm trying to. Here we go. Let me check here. Hang on, Joe. I'll let you know if I. Okay, no, Joe, I'm good. I'm good, Joe. Okay, let me see here. Sandy's got another good question she wants to ask. The question is, see, I'll read it to you and then we'll go from there. Do you feel Kurt was the best partner for Rhonda tonight with such a high profile match? I felt Rhonda should have teamed up with a bigger name like The Rock. Well, reports are floating around, and I want to give a shout out to our good friends over at the wrestlinginc.com website. My good buddy Raj Giri over there. Because earlier today, I basically have forwarded him the news that had came about where I had attended Awesome Con from last weekend, and Dave Bautista was actually part of that weekend. Was doing photo ops, autograph signings, and all. He had a fantastic Q&A session, and there is a report that is floating around that had said apparently Batista and the WWE, they were in talks at one point about having Dave Batista make some type of an appearance, a wrestling appearance at WrestleMania, and they wanted to try to coincide it a little bit with him getting ready to do the whole media blitz for Avengers Infinity War. And supposedly, the rumor that's out there was they wanted for him to be Ronda Rousey's tag team partner. And if you stop and think about it, that just makes a lot of sense because of the way Batista had left the WWE the last go round. He pretty much had told the authority, Triple H in particular, shove it, I'm out of here, kiss my ass. So for me, it really would have made a lot of sense. And sadly, I did not have an opportunity of all the questions to ask Batista. I think it was just a situation where I fed off of what he had provided to us in his Q&A session, really giving us a piece of his personality and everything, going through his life story and all that. The fan in me, even though I was there as part of the press media, the not necessarily the fan in me, but the person in me, hey, this guy's actually pretty fucking cool. I just want to just talk to him just as a freaking human being. I didn't even go into that type of stuff. I let the questions be brought up by the fans in the Q&A, and then when it was time for me to have my one-on-one, because he did autographs afterwards, and he was talking to everybody. He would stop and talk to everybody for like about 7 minutes or whatnot. And I talked to him at that length and wide range of topics. I mean, we pretty much kept it to the nationals. We were talking about MMA. I was putting over Christina Hammer, who is like this German undefeated boxer that is just kicking major ass right now. I was hipping him to her, and he didn't even know anything about her. He was like, "You sure about her?" I said, yeah. I was like, "She's pretty bad." I was like, "You got to check her out." I showed her some photos of her on Instagram and everything. And if there was anybody better, Sandy, I wished that they could have gone in the direction of a Dave Batista. Now, I cannot confirm or deny it, but when you hear that, hey, at one point WWE was interested in Batista, and then you go, well, damn, what happened? Supposedly negotiations just stopped when WWE's end. They didn't resume. Apparently Dave really had liked what was being pitched, and I would assume maybe the money was right. Not that it's about the money, because he really doesn't need the money. It's more about creatively what's the plan. But apparently, Dave Bautista supposedly agreed to something, and WWE never followed through. So kind of interesting. When you stop and you hear that. For anybody that is interested, though, in the Batista Q&A from Easter weekend at AwesomeCon, I actually have the audio available. It's 45 minutes. It's actually available on the Patreon page right now. It's on patreon.com/RCWR show. And check it out. For just $5 a month, you get you get access to exclusive audio content like what I just said. You also get access to exclusive RCWR episodes. You also get access to 30 with Lee for you movie gurus out there. I'm always reviewing classic movies, new movies, all that good stuff. And then we got a new series that's out where me and the missus, we team up, and she's fantastic, by the way. You guys have always, over the years, you guys need to do stuff more often. Well, now we're doing it, but we're only doing it for the Patreon audience. It's a new series that we have, which is called Wrestling with the Topics. So sometimes we just may talk about something involving wrestling, but usually it's unscripted, whatever comes to mind. So you can check all that out, man. Patreon.com/RCWR show. Good question, Sandy. Appreciate you bringing that up. But once again, not trying to sound like I'm ranting or anything, because I actually am not. But with regards to Dave Bautista and all that, again, shout out to Wrestling Inc. because I had shared with Raj my experience at AwesomeCon and what was going on with Dave Bautista's Q&A panel and all that. And the article actually had made its rounds today on social media. So if you actually go on the Facebook page, you can actually check that out. And for those of you that are on the YouTube chat, what I can do is I'll actually put the link up for you guys right now. And yeah, I actually have it. I don't even have to look that hard here. So you guys in YouTube, I'm about to give it to you in 3, 2, and 1. There you go, YouTube. It's now live for you guys to check out. All right. And let's go on here, look at some more comments we got coming in here. For some reason, this is not closing. Wait a minute here. YouTube, where'd you guys go? There you go. Hang on. There we go. There you go. All right, good. Let's keep going, man. Got a couple more matches to talk about. Then I want to dedicate the rest of the show getting you guys inputs here, getting you guys reactions. So our next matchup, and we had a field day making fun of this. It was the gif of the night. Apparently, John Cena, they showed him all throughout the night. Jeans on, t-shirt, kicking back, watching the show, taking selfies with fans, really trying to do his best to enjoy all the action. Well, at one point, a referee comes up to John, and I had fun just making fun of that. I actually had put a tweet out, and the tweet I had put out, it's been picking up a little bit of steam. The tweet that I had put out was John Cena, when he finds out that Domino's delivered his pizza to the Raw entrance and it's been intercepted by Mark Henry and the Big Show. And you just got the gif of John Cena just hopping over the wall barricade, running up the stage ramp, going in the back gorilla position like he's trying to stop Big Show and Mark Henry. I mean, that was the gif of the night, though, man. I mean, as soon as I saw that, I'm just going instantly, that's my gif. And I'm like, that's my GIF. I need my GIF. Where's the GIF of that? And I find the GIF real quick and I just put it out there. That was the moment. But I mean, come on, this was a no-brainer that it was going to be Undertaker, John Cena. You know what? I told you guys, and I have been consistent about this. You know, a lot of you guys were saying, take that, Lee Sanders. Yeah, Undertaker. Yeah, John Cena. Yeah, it's happening. Now what you think, man? Well, yeah, shove that up your apples. You know, it's kind of like, wait a minute now. Seriously, you want to take like this big leap of freaking joy and euphoria that you got this right? That you called this match? You can't look at the bigger picture and go, my God, I hope that the Undertaker physically is going to be okay, because we know John Cena is going to do everything that he can to try and protect Undertaker. But seriously, what we've been seeing of Undertaker these past couple of years, like seriously? And if there was one thing I was always consistent about, I just basically said my personal preference, which was I don't really want to see that. I hope that we don't see it, was what I kept saying. I never did say to a person, no, you're wrong. The match isn't happening. I would just always say, no, I really don't want to see that because XYZ. What I saw of Undertaker tonight, first time in years that we had saw him do old school. I'm going, whoo, okay, he's kind of found the fountain of youth here. Goes off the ropes, does snake eyes. Whoo! All right, Undertaker, I see you. Takes a nice, good back body drop by Cena. Oh, okay, that was nice. All right. Short, sweet, choke slam, tombstone pile driver, 2 minutes, 45 seconds. That's how long the actual match was. I'm picturing John Cena coming out the next night on Monday Night Raw, and I'm just imagining him saying, hey, look, man, he took me off guard. I didn't think the match was going to happen, and truth be told, the hot dogs were really good. The beer I was drinking was on point. I'm telling you, I really wasn't ready for that matchup. And you know, anytime, any place, Undertaker, yeah, you know, I wouldn't be too surprised if John Cena actually had came out and tried to say those were the reason why he was not ready for the Undertaker. But like I said in the tweet that I had put out, and I'm kind of paraphrasing here, but pretty much is exactly what I had said in the tweet. For Undertaker to come out and do what he did tonight, if that's all the Undertaker is going to do from here on out, then me personally, I am fine with that. As long as we get Undertaker in small little bursts like what we had got tonight, then it's a no-brainer. Hell yeah, he can do as many more WrestleManias as he wants if that's all he's going to do, if he's just going to come out there like that. I think the real question, though, is, you know, for Undertaker fans, you know, can this guy hang for 10, 15, 20 minutes? And only time will really tell. You know, he's supposed to be involved in that greatest Royal Rumble match ever, or whatever that thing is called. That's going to be coming up later this month. So, you know, you see that and you're going, you know, I wonder, you know, 53 years old, past couple of years, he's been moving like he was almost 70. But, you know, what we had saw of him tonight, you know, he moved like the demon Undertaker. He moved like the Undertaker almost. He moved like the Undertaker that had that one last world heavyweight title reign. He almost was moving like that, you know. So, you know, honestly, and I like how Michael Cole's like, Undertaker back with a vengeance. And I'm going, well, he never really left. We did see him at Raw 25, and you know, he's been kind of with us these past couple of years now. He's like back with a vengeance. Like he didn't really go anywhere, Cole. He's just been rehabbing for 364 days out of the freaking year. What the hell you mean? Undertaker's back with a vengeance. It's like, come on now, let's be for real. He's not officially back in my book unless Undertaker pops up and he's like, message to you guys on the roster, I don't care who you are. I'm paraphrasing, but you just picture Undertaker cutting it the way he cuts it, Phenom style, basically saying, I don't care who you guys are on the roster, you know, just always know that the dead man, you know, is always a step behind you. You just don't know for whom the bell tolls. You definitely have not seen the last of me, or some silly little crap like that, you know. But that, for what it was worth, in the burst that we had got the Undertaker physically, that actually played out the way I thought it was going to play out. Because I honestly, just anticipating this matchup, I said to myself, there's no way it's going to go 10 minutes. No way. No way it's going to go 10 minutes. Even if John Cena were to carry, there's just no way. I just don't see Vince allowing it to go that long. You know, I think this was a really good test to see physically where the Undertaker is, and then pretty much just kind of go from there and figure out if Undertaker can maybe do a little bit more in the ring. If you ask me what I personally would love to see of The Undertaker, they kind of teased it a little bit when he came back last year and the fans popped for it. And I must say, my eyebrow raised out of curiosity. I personally would love to see The Undertaker lock it up with Goldberg. I think those two would have something very, very good going on there. I'm just picturing the promos. I'm just picturing the whole psychology and the vignettes and everything. I think that would be a very good presentation. When you could do something like that, maybe you might be able to do that at SummerSlam. It is very well possible. You might be able to do it at SummerSlam. I don't know. But that of all the feuds that intrigue me right now, just thinking about the dead man going forward, that intrigues me. That definitely intrigues me. I'm just thinking about any other matchups. I'm still a sucker for Demon Balor. Demon Balor taking on The Undertaker. I think that would be good as well. Samoa Joe taking on The Undertaker. I think those two guys would just tear the roof off the place. That would be pretty badass. Of course, the end result would have to be in Joe going over Taker. Straight up. So I'm looking at that. Taker and AJ Styles would be freaking tight, I think. And for some weird reason, I got to give him a nod because he's really been coming around. Baron Corbin would actually do pretty good, I think, working with the Undertaker as well. Somewhat similar styles. So it could possibly work. We'll have to wait and see on that one. All right, so that was a 2-minute, 45-second matchup. See what else we got going on here. Daniel Bryan, Shane McMahon, they defeated Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. So as a result, I mean, come on, man. You knew with all the history of Daniel Bryan, you kind of figured that they were gonna go in this direction. Yeah, although some were kind of looking at it as, well, maybe Shane McMahon is gonna screw Daniel Bryan here. Maybe he might kind of side with Owens and Zayn. You never know. Good matchup. This actually was a good tag team matchup. Bigger question going on right now, though, now that Owens and Zayn lost, remember, if they would have won, they would have been rehired to SmackDown. So now, as a result of them being fired from SmackDown, I mean, you would just like to stop and think that automatically they're going to be showing up on Raw this coming Monday. I mean, I would suspect so, right? So, and look at the key words that they kept saying all throughout this. They would be fired from, well, they were already fired from SmackDown, but they would stay gone from SmackDown. They didn't say WWE. So these guys, without a doubt, going to be popping up on Monday Night Raw. But you know what, man? I kind of got a little bit inspired by seeing Ricochet now being able to use that name again. And I'm just kind of thinking to myself, it would be kind of badass if maybe we could see El Generico come back. If there was ever a time for a popular mag star to dominate on the main roster right now, because we really ain't got it. And please don't tell me Epico. That's been a freaking bust almost since day freaking one, because everybody has looked at that cat like Rey Mysterio Jr. light. All right. And I do mean light, no suds or anything, man. So, I mean, I can't help but wonder if maybe it's possible, especially after there was a tweet that had came out from El Generico's old Twitter page a couple of weeks back, like before he went and signed over with the WWE and all that. There was some tweet that he had put out. I forgot the exact tweet he put out, but you're going, oh, wow. Is it possible? And that would be kind of a nice twist, wouldn't it? To see Seth Rollins come on back as El Generico. But then you kind of go, well, where does that leave Kevin Owens? Would maybe Kevin Owens become Kevin Steen? I don't think so. I would think Kevin Owens would just honestly try to go back to his Monday Night Owens days, right? KO and all that. Raw is KO. I would think he would try to go back to those glory days. But my God, great matchup right here, man. I was paying a lot of attention to Daniel Bryan's moveset. And I will say it was a little bit more mat-based oriented. I definitely was looking for high-risk maneuvers and going, oh, please don't do the flying headbutt. Don't. And I must say, he did not, unless I missed it, he did not do a flying headbutt, which I'm saying, great. All right. The offense that he was doing wasn't too risque. He wasn't putting his head out there. If anything, I cringed a couple of times when I saw some spots where it kind of looked as though, oh my God, did he just fell on the back of his head? You guys remember there was one spot where it looked as though he landed on his head, but he's just selling the move and then he does a kip up and you're going, okay, he's actually okay. All right, great. The power bomb that Kevin Owens had did to him pretty much like off the break. I thought for sure something bad had went down there, but I'm going, no, it's story. It's story. It's got to be story. And it was story, but I cringe now. I mean, this is almost, for me, it's giving me anxiety. It's almost as bad as when Shawn Michaels had first came back and you're going, oh my God, man, you know how much of a bad back dude has, man. What the hell? And shout out to Joe. Joe said, yeah, Daniel Bryan avoided the diving head, but yeah, it was smart booking. I mean, if you stop and think about it, it played out exactly how I said it should go down when I had first talked about Daniel Bryan coming back to the ring, being cleared. I said WWE is going to have to force this guy to wrestle smarter. He's got to be a little bit more mat based. He's got to be more technical on the ground. And he really cannot be doing that many high risk maneuvers. And I think going forward, what you saw tonight with Daniel Bryan, I think that's going to be the recipe going forward. I think it's going to be a situation where his whole offense, everything that was on display tonight, don't expect to see that from Daniel Bryan on a week-to-week basis, whether he is he's not going to be a full-timer. He's already let it be known he's not interested in being a full-timer. So the limited schedule that he's going to be on, I'm not expecting him to go all balls out like that. I'm just not. As far as risque kind of goes, I think the closest that we're going to get is him doing a flying knee strike off of the side of the apron. I can see him doing some stuff like that. I think unless it's a guy like Kevin Owens or unless it's a guy like Kane, Undertaker, I'm not seeing him put his body in the hands of somebody and say, yeah, do a power bomb or do this, or I'm just not seeing that. I think it's just going to be a select few that he's going to like go all balls out with. But don't expect to see the type of offense that you saw of Daniel Bryan on SmackDown and or on Raw whenever he does wrestle. I think at this point, no, you're going to see all that on the pay-per-views where it counts the most. I mean, why blow the whole load on an episode of Raw or SmackDown and you got a pay-per-view to come? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the suicide dive. I think it's even going to be rare that you see the suicide dive on TV. I wouldn't even be surprised if maybe that was dramatically dialed back as well. That's always been part of his signature movesets. It is the flying headbutt and the suicide dive. I would not expect to see him doing those on a weekly basis. And I mean, if he does do those on a weekly basis, you can't help but kind of go, well, what else is he going to do when it comes time for these pay-per-views? Because he's already just blew everything out there on TV. What more is he going to do? So I really think that WWE has the best intents at heart for Daniel Bryan, though I feel they're going to make sure that they do everything right by this guy physically and make sure that they sparingly use him for where it counts the most. So see what else we got. So we talked about that matchup. Nia Jax defeating Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's title. Come on, guys. For a lot of us, we pretty much had called this match frame for frame, right? I said on the Call That Match edition, the way I was picturing this match coming about, Alexa Bliss, she's going to try to play a little bit of a cat and mouse game with Nia Jax, not really going to try to get physical with her because she knows if it's straight up one-on-one, Nia Jax is going to beat her behind just on strength alone. She's going to try to be witty about it. She's going to try to be very slick about it. And you kind of knew what was coming once Mickie James came on out with Nia. So you're going, okay, yeah, Nia is going to make sure that she has Nia Jax one-on-one. So I like the fact that early on, Nia Jax took Mickie James out of the equation. And then it's now finally down to Alexa and Nia. Nia ready, just want to rip the hell out of Alexa Bliss. But Alexa playing the whole cat and mouse game. It went down exactly the way I thought it was going to go down, the way I said it was going to go down. Nia looking a little bit dominating at first. I told you guys, don't expect it to be a squash match. Expect it to play out just a little bit. It's going to drag out a little bit because they want to make sure that they put that time in. And they did. You had Alexa Bliss come in with some sweet spots. I told you guys, if you remember, if you watched it on Saturday, I said, look for Alexa Bliss to go low. She's going to try to focus on the legs of Nia Jax. Sure enough, Alexa Bliss, she did do that. You take away the legs, you take away the rest of the strength, right? Okay, can't really do nothing if you got bad knees or bad leg or whatever. So, I mean, it played out exactly the way that I thought it was going to play out, especially with the big comeback by Nia Jax at the end. You know, very predictable, but I'm very happy for Nia Jax. Really, I really, really am. I'm happy that she is the new Raw Women's Champion. The costume, though, man, of all the costumes, look, man, I love me some Nia Jax. Love me some Nia Jax, but that costume, I just did not like the color scheme. I wish the gold would have been a dark purple, like a Baltimore Ravens dark purple, right? Because that gold just looked way, way too distracting for me personally. Had me thinking about the Gold Ranger from freaking Power Rangers Zeo. And that's just for starters. But, you know, once you get past the costume, you go, you know, Nia Jax looks pretty damn delicious tonight. All right now, you know, but she always looks beautiful. No, seriously, she always looks beautiful. So Nia Jax is your new champion. I would imagine Alexa Bliss is going to try to invoke some type of a rematch clause. Could we also maybe be beginning to see the end of her relationship with Mickie James? I would like to think so as well. I could imagine maybe Nia Jax taking a little bit of frustration out on Mickie James, wondering where she is. You know, where was she? You know, how could she allow herself to get beat up like that by Nia Jax? Yeah, I could see something like that going down. Maybe a situation occurring where Alexa Bliss tries to form some type of a new alliance. You know, try to. I wouldn't be surprised if at this point, if maybe Alexa Bliss tries to offer some type of an alliance, maybe with Absolution. You know, I think that's honestly going to be the next chapter as far as Nia Jax and her title reign goes. She's not done with Alexa Bliss just yet, but I have a feeling that Absolution is going to be in the immediate future for Nia Jax. And I think that would be very, very interesting. And let me tell you something, with the way my girl Sonya Deville has been coming up, I mean, she's been learning that game down fast. She's coming along very well. Her and Mandy Rose. I think if there's a woman that y'all need to be looking out for on the roster right now, especially on the Raw side of things, that could be a threat to Nia Jax in her title reign, is between Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose. Those are the ones I want you to be homing in on. Looking at some of the comments that we have here, I ain't forget you guys. We're going to get to you guys' comments. We only got a couple of more matches to talk about, so let's have at it, and then we're going to dedicate the rest of the show talking about you guys' input on the pay-per-view. Remember, cast your vote. Let me know what you had thought about tonight's WrestleMania card. We've got the poll up on the YouTube channel. Head on over to the communities tab, and you can cast your vote that way. And you also have Twitter. You can go on over to Twitter, cast your vote over there as well. Let's see what we have so far with the polling results. I have as followed. Let's pull this up here. Bear with me a second here, guys. And I hope you guys are enjoying the show so far. And if you are, make sure you click on the thumbs up, subscribe, comment, all that good jazz. All right. I see one poll, but let me see if the other one has more votes. I think we win either way. Let's see here. Yeah, it's about a freaking tie. Yeah, it is literally a tie. So right now on Twitter, we have 26%, 26 to 27% that's giving it a thumbs up. We have a 38 to 41% that is giving it a thumbs down. And we have 33 to 35% that's staying in the middle. So with the slight lead right now is the thumbs down. And taking a look at what's coming about on YouTube here. Let's look at what's going on with YouTube here. YouTube communities tab. Where are you? There you go. Let's refresh that. You know, just thinking about going into tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw, you're going to have the Authority come out. I would imagine they're going to be eating a big old slice of humble freaking pie. Yeah. But I would imagine that the rivalry, if you will, between Stephanie McMahon and Ronda Rousey is going to continue. I mean, there's just no way on the grandest stage of them all, bygones are going to be bygones. I would imagine that now that Ronda Rousey is contracted to the WWE, Stephanie McMahon is storyline purposes, right? Going to pull a page out of Vince McMahon when Vince McMahon was dealing with Stone Cold Steve Austin. And I would imagine Stephanie says, look, you may have won the battle last night, but in the end, I'm going to win the war. What you fail to realize is that in the end, the McMahons always win. And with you being contractually obligated, you know, to the WWE, I pretty much have your career in the palm of my hands. And I promise you from this day going forward, nothing is going to be easy for you. I'm going to make you crawl. I'm going to make you earn every single opportunity. And trust me, if I feel as though you haven't earned it, I will let my voice be heard. But I'm going to make your journey here in the WWE be as extremely difficult as possible. None of the girls really want you here. None of them really want to even share the same locker room with you. I just see Stephanie McMahon just going in that freaking direction. And you got to be consistent with that. I personally feel you just got to be. So expect that to happen with regards to Ronda Rousey. For those of you that's a little bit curious, we got about on YouTube 29 votes that's coming in right now. 7% thumbs down, 17% staying in the middle, 76% giving WrestleMania a thumbs up. Don't agree with that? I'm not trying to stir the pot. I'm just saying, if you do not agree with that, then you need to make sure you cast your vote. A couple of more matches. Let's go. Next up, AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura. Yeah. Hey, New Japan Pro Wrestling fans, I know you guys are probably just shitting bricks right now. I know you guys are probably disappointed that your man Shinsuke Nakamura did not come out of there with the WWE Championship. I would imagine there are a lot of New Japan Pro Wrestling fans that also looked at this match and they said to themselves, this match did not quite live up to the expectations. This match was all right for WWE standards, but in comparison to New Japan Pro Wrestling, what these guys did at Wrestle Kingdom, no. Wrestle Kingdom still stands as the very best so far of these encounters that these two men have had with one another. So AJ Styles defeating Shinsuke Nakamura for the WWE Championship. Man, you know, I tell you, how can you not be happy for AJ Styles? First of all, you know, everything that the man has been able to accomplish since he's come to the WWE. You think about where he was last year, right? the same time last year at WrestleMania. And then you kind of fast forward a little bit and things come full circle. Now this year he's walking in as the WWE champion. For him to walk out as the WWE champion, you know, if you're an AJ Styles fan, you're really happy for the guy, especially knowing that you're going to be seeing him doing the whole media blitz everywhere this week, putting over WrestleMania and all that. Yeah. Shinsuke Nakamura, look, man, fan of Nakamura's, but it's just been the drizzles with this poor guy. And it's not all his fault. Ultimately, it is the fault of the bookers. That's where it all falls. And you know, I feel I really do, because I thought that maybe, just maybe, this was going to be the year that we were going to be able to, of all the positive things that we could look at, the few positive things that we could look at with regards to this year's WrestleMania, just the screaming diversity, right? Just really stop and marinate for a few ticks. Just picture this. Close your eyes. Just picture this. A young black man winning the Cruiserweight title. A young black woman winning the women's Battle Royal trophy, right? A Canadian Indian winning the United States title, right? Samoans winning the tag titles. A Samoan winning the women's title. A Samoan winning the world title, or the universal title. I'm sorry, the universal title. And then you could have a Japanese SmackDown Women's Champion and a WWE Japanese Champion. I mean, just now open your eyes. Didn't everything that you talk about such great diversity? Who the hell wants to try to sit up and call WWE racist? And I still think after everything that had went down, no, there was great diversity here tonight. So I definitely am not trying to hear about that whole racist stuff. Okay, but when you close your eyes and you just really think about that, right? I can't tell you how many Japanese, Asian people are legitimately upset at the fact that, damn, we couldn't get one of these guys to hold on to the belt, to win the belt. Not near one of these guys. Okay, not both. Okay, because it's WWE, we get it, but you know, we can't get both, but can we get at least one of them? I can tell you how mad some of them legitimately were that it didn't go down. And you're kind of going, oh man, you know, yeah, I feel for you guys. Trust me, I do. But honestly, I think if both of these guys' English was a lot better, one of them, if not both of them, would have been walking out with a title at WrestleMania, and they would have been doing the whole media blitz for the whole week afterwards. You know, but the way it's looking right now, okay, so let's talk about that spot that happened towards the end there with Shinsuke Nakamura just basically pulling a Chris Jericho to the Heartbreak Kid there and doing the low blow to the groin. Yeah. Okay, so now we're supposed to get behind a heel Nakamura. I mean, the guy can't cut a promo worth a damn. Not his fault, but I mean, seriously. And then now, if you ask me how things are probably gonna shape up, I mean, there's still a good chance that Nakamura could still become the WWE champion. But I'm just picturing these promos that's going to be coming about for the next couple of weeks. What the hell are we gonna expect from Shinsuke Nakamura? I mean, seriously, I'm not making fun of the guy's accent. I'm not making fun of the guy's English in any type of way. But just close your eyes. Can you picture the promo? What's Shinsuke gonna say? Hey, Jay, you know better, not better than Nakamura. Ni to face, like seriously. I gotta see a little bit more than that. I got the only way this is really gonna get me going. Okay, yeah, maybe we can see a little bit of something happening here. Okay, I can work with this. First off, embrace the negativity. If I'm the WWE bookers and all that, if I'm the writers right now, honestly, I would be like, let Nakamura book Nakamura in such a way where Nakamura says to the crowd, you know, hey, I try to do everything to get you guys to like me. I try to do everything to be accepted. And you guys did not put me up on the pedestal that you put guys like AJ Styles and, you know, AJ. You know, come on, man. You're not better than me. I'm Shinsuke Nakamura. Let him go in that direction, but also at the same time, let him start talking in his own native language. And I think when you start just adding all of those things together, maybe then we can kind of come back and say, okay, yeah, you know what? Maybe Nakamura has a chance, but I've seen a little bit of his stuff from New Japan when he was a heel. Yeah, he did a fantastic job. But you know what? I was in New Japan. The same rules isn't going to apply. And my message to anybody that has been following the career of Nakamura, what you think had worked in New Japan or whatever other promotion you saw Nakamura, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to translate success in the realm of the WWE. So, me and my thoughts personally, and I hope that I'm proven wrong. I really am. But my 2 cents from a distance right now, I don't think this is going to even go that well for Nakamura. If he does become a champion, he's only going to be a transitional champion. And I don't know if some of you guys will be okay with that. If you'll just be fine with, well, at least he did have a brief run as the champion, but I just feel that we're down to the wire as far as the experiment known as Shinsuke Nakamura. I mean, you get past the entrance and all that, there's really nothing else there. That's the sad part. And honestly, these guys, they need some damn managers right now. And speaking of managers, got a couple of more stuff. Got a couple more things we got to talk about here before we get ready to wrap it up here. Let's shoot forward here. So one of the most what the fuck matches. I said the F word. Braun Strowman taking on Cesaro and Sheamus for the Raw Tag titles. So who was Braun Strowman's mystery partner? Some people were going Dave Bautista. Some people were going Big Show. Some said Mark Henry. You even got a Bobby Lashley. No. None of those. Kane. No. So who was the mystery partner? Well, it would be a fan in attendance. It would be a young boy, maybe 10, 11 years old, named Nicholas. I wish I was pulling a rib on you guys. I really, really wish I was, but no. A young kid by the name of Nicholas was Braun Strowman's tag team partner. Braun pretty much did all the work. It was pretty much a squash match. Done in like 4 minutes, maybe less than that. I was about to take just a massive, massive shit all on this match. But I did a little something. I reserved whatever frustrations I had, and I paid attention to the social media feed. In particular, I was looking for as many images as I could of young Nicholas. And one thing that I was able to establish was that Nicholas has a medical badge. And if you go back, you look at his right wrist, you'll see that there is a medical / hospital wristband that he has on. And what I've also been able to establish, it looks like, and this is about 70% accurate, looks like Nicholas is a Make-A-Wish kid. So you hear that and you kind of go, oh, okay. So they wanted to give this kid Okay, all right. So I guess maybe he's not gonna be around that much longer. Okay, okay, that's and so I know there was a lot of people that were shitting on this, and I didn't shit on it, but I will own it. I did put a tweet out there, and I still stand behind it. I basically had said if we were gonna go in this direction, why not put young JJ out there? Because young JJ, he's got the charisma down and everything that young man has been going through, and everything else that may be coming his way, like in the years to come. He might not exactly be out of the woods just yet, right? I'm going, if anybody, why not JJ? I mean, the young man is so freaking charismatic. It's not even funny. I mean, you're just going, wow, this kid is more entertaining than like almost half the goddamn roster. I mean, marinate on that for a few takes. I'm speaking the gospel here. I can't tell you how many people were going, my God, this JJ dude is hilarious as hell. You had people like me going, damn, if I could have a son, I mean, he'd be awesome. He's a fun little dude. I like him. I'd be joking around with him all damn day. Come to my house. I'll adopt you. But no, he's got more energy. He's got more energy. He's got more charisma. He's just got everything more clicking than half the damn roster. If anybody should have been Braun Strowman's tag partner, I put it out there. I said, why not JJ? But once I had found out what was going on with Nicholas, I'm going, wow, what a nice, cool move that WWE had did. I mean, look, when it's all said and done, some of these kids in Make-A-Wish, tomorrow's not promised. So for one night only, to make a kid feel like a freaking superstar on the grandest stage of them all, that's how dreams are made of. That's the stuff of legends. That's stuff that you can pass down generation to generation. So I just think that's really freaking cool that Nicholas had got that nod. I mean, like I said, 70% of what I've been able to gather so far, like I said, you got to really go back and you got to pay attention. You can see the hospital medical bracelet that's on his right wrist. And apparently a lot of people were saying, no. It's like, he's a Make-A-Wish kid. He's a Make-A-Wish kid. Leave him alone. So if he's a Make-A-Wish kid, I honestly, I say, guys, let him be. Let him be. I'm sure WWE, they do things for a particular reason. And in this particular case, I think their heart was actually in the right place. So if that's what they had wanted to do, I think that's cool. I think that's cool that they did it like that. See what else we got. I think on that note, we only got one more match to talk about. Yeah. So Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns. Damn. So let me see if I got this straight. And I couldn't wait to talk about this goddamn matchup. So let me see if I got this straight. A guy that has been and give me the number, because a lot of you guys wanted to be technical with me. How many consecutive WrestleManias now for Roman Reigns, just from the singles competitor? What was this year? What did he just do tonight? What did that mark? Did that mark 4 or did that mark number 5? Let's establish that first. Okay. And then continuing on, all the heckling, all the boos, everything that has been coming about with Roman Reigns. To see him get the type of reactions that he had got when he came out, you're going, man, all that build up, all you look at Brock Lesnar, oh, he's a part-timer, he's this, he's that, right? Apparently that didn't mean jack in New Orleans tonight when this man had came out. I mean, the boos definitely dominated this guy. And you see that, you're going, oh yeah, this is going to be a really nice rough night. Yeah. They're not making it easy for Roman. It looks like it's continuing here. Yep. So much for that. And then Brock Lesnar comes out. Mixed reactions, but actually more happy to see Brock Lesnar, right? Now I gave you guys a chance to jump on in. So let's see. What did this mark? Did this mark 4? 4 main events. This was number 4 for Roman Reigns. And the guys, okay, now we're saying 5. Fifth WrestleMania, but his fourth in the main event. All right, thank you, Gino. Shout out to Gino. Fifth WrestleMania, but his fourth in the main event. And the guy still can't get over. The guy still can't connect with the crowd. Right? All the crap that went down with John Bravo and all that turned out to be some hot freaking garbage. You're going, okay, now that we got the John Bravo crap out of the way, now we can get down to the nitty and the gritty. All signs are indicating that freaking Brock Lesnar is going to be leaving the the WWE to go back to the UFC. You got Dana White basically saying, oh yeah, we've been talking with Brock. Yeah, Brock's going to come back to the UFC. When's he coming back? We're still ironing that out, but Brock's he's gonna come back to the UFC. Yeah, you guys will be able to see him again, right? This great buildup that you've been doing between Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns. Well, Brock Lesnar took away the Undertaker streak. Well, Roman Reigns technically kind of retired the Undertaker, but no, we can just say, well, he was the second man to defeat the Undertaker. So you're going, wow, okay. So you got all of this buildup that culminates in this moment. Great match. Definitely a great match. Okay. But Roman, all these years later, grandest stage of them all. The most simplistic storyline that you can think of. Hey, look at this guy over here. He hardly shows up for work. Look at me. I'm always busting my ass. Ain't I great? That was the only thing missing from Roman Reigns was him borrowing the line from freaking Jeff Jarrett. Look at this guy. He's not showing up for work. He comes and goes when he feels like it. I'm always here busting my ass. Ain't I great? I mean, seriously. So let me see if I got this straight. We're bringing it home now. I'm not ranting. I'm just bringing it home now. And then we're going to open up the forum discussion to you guys. So let me see if I have this correct. It took not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, but 6 F5s, one through an announcer's table. And Brock Lesnar is still your Universal Champion. A bloodied Roman Reigns, how I loved it. I told you guys, I said, man, how badass would it be if as Roman Reigns, if as Roman Reigns is pretty much on his way out the door, Brock Lesnar really does the deed and does his best to try to get this young man over, right? As he's going out the door. How badass would that be? I also put an idea out there to you guys. I said, if it was me booking this match, you can go back and you can hear it yourself. I said, if it was me booking this match, I would have, as a shocker, Brock Lesnar retain the Universal title. And I would have him go to Monday Night Raw the next night with Paul Heyman, cut a scathing promo on the WWE, on Vince McMahon, basically taking a massive shit on the WWE, drop that title in the middle of the ring and say, fuck the WWE, fuck this company, fuck Vince McMahon. We're going where the real money is. And that's basically like the last time you see Brock Lesnar. Raw Monday night is going to be very interesting because I might be on to something there. Now, I know you guys are kind of going, that kind of sounds a little bit similar to the whole Dolph Ziggler thing. Well, this would have much more of a profound impact, I think, and would get a lot of people talking. So I think what's going to be coming about on Monday Night Raw is definitely going to be very interesting because now you're going, well, where do we go from here? What's going on with Roman Reigns? All this buildup. And you're going, oh, okay, well, whether we like it or not, it looks like Roman is going to be made the guy. I guess we got to embrace Roman. Okay, so it's not okay. So now what's next? Is this a situation here where now Brock Lesnar, where's the new threat coming from, basically? Because all this buildup with Roman and bloodied and all, he couldn't get the job done. So who's next to step up to the plate? Is maybe Goldberg gonna try to take another crack? Is maybe a returning Bobby Lashley. I told you guys I've been teasing that a couple of months now. Is Bobby Lashley going to get in the face of Brock Lesnar? And do you maybe do something with that for a hot minute, for a month or two? Yeah. Do you maybe go in that direction and basically have things culminate SummerSlam, Lesnar, Roman Reigns for the title? Do you maybe go in that direction? You also got some unfinished business with Samoa Joe. I don't know about you guys. I actually wanted to see a really good program between Samoa Joe and Brock Lesnar. A little one-off they had didn't do it for me. I need to see more. Sorry, I do. I need to see more. So I tell you, WWE did a fine job right there doing a serious swerve on folks, and they just made Monday Night Raw very, very interesting. Where do you go with Roman Reigns? Does Roman Reigns go to the back of the line? Does he start from the back of the line again? Is he still in the picture for the title? What happens now? A lot of interesting stuff here, man. That's just, of all the finishes, to see that go down. I mean, it's almost a sign to me that WWE and Lesnar not quite clear cut as far as, okay, well, that's it, they're done. You kind of can't help but wonder if this is a sign that negotiations maybe went okay for both parties. And if it has gone okay for both parties, my God, for WWE's sake, I hope that they are able to get more freaking. Sorry about that, guys. I hope that they're able to get more freaking matches out of. I hope they're able to get more matches out of Brock Lesnar as a result. So, some wishful thinking right there. Sorry, I thought I had a notification about some audio issues again, but nah, it looks like we're okay. All right, let's open it up now. Let's get to you guys' interactions here in the chat. Let's see what you guys are saying here. This is my favorite part of the show, checking out what you guys are saying in the chat here. All right. Let's see. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We got a decent turnout right now. My God, yeah, we got a good turnout here. You guys are enjoying the show? Yeah. Make sure you click the thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Click on the bell notification so you always get notifications on new episodes. Normally we air Tuesday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern after SmackDown goes off the air. But with it being WrestleMania week, I mean, we got one more show to go. So we're actually going to air this Monday night. Soon as Raw goes off the air, I'll actually be coming back on here on YouTube. I'll actually be coming back on Facebook and Spreaker. We're going to do a special edition of the RCWR show since it's going to be the Raw after WrestleMania. But then we'll go back to our regular day and time, Tuesday night, the 17th at 10 p.m. Eastern after SmackDown goes off the air. Shout out to Exotic Mods. We all thought Mela was gonna pull a Seth Rollins, but fail. But she didn't show. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. I really thought that she was going to be coming out. I see Steven saying he wasn't feeling the women's battle royal at all. Who's number one? Should and same for. I don't know what you're trying to say right there. Let me keep going. I don't know what that one is. Going through some other comments here. What do you think about Roman's loss? Jason, as far as what I think about Roman's loss, it's a testament to me. It speaks large volumes. I mean, not to go on a rant, but what it says to me is that certain powers that be in WWE feel that with Roman Reigns, no, he's not quite the guy. They've tried again and again and again, and for whatever the respected reasons are, the fans have just continued to reject Roman Reigns, and that's not what the WWE wants. But WWE, Vince McMahon and crew, they've always been those type of individuals when they are behind something, when there's something that they feel this is what we want, and we're telling you this is what we want, this is the direction that we're going, and if you don't like it, kick rocks. But the testament that I saw tonight with Roman losing, if there was ever a time for the WWE powers to say, this is where we're going, You ain't gotta love it. You ain't gotta love it. You know, you can feel whatever the way you want to feel, but learn to get used to it. If there was ever a time for them to really let that sink into fans, I thought for sure tonight would have been the night, but apparently not. Apparently not. See, as we're going to see Roman Reigns get his rematch against Brock Lesnar for the WWE Universal Championship. Why? Why? I mean, all that damage, all that carnage that was done, there was no shadiness involved. I mean, Brock Lesnar beat Roman Reigns cleanly in the middle of the ring. No controversy involved or anything. So why a rematch? Brock made him a bloody pig and everything. Why a rematch? How can, I mean, somebody give me a legit story that we can get behind that would have Roman Reigns say, you know, hey, no, man, I deserve at least one more shot. I mean, what we saw tonight was two men in that ring, storyline wise, putting everything out there. I was about to say, except the table, but there was a table that was sacrificed. All right. So they put everything out there, even the table. And for it to go down the way that it went down, I mean, there was no controversy behind the finish. So my question, that's my challenge to you all. I mean, those of you that's even entertaining the idea of a Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar going at it again, how would you go there? How? I mean, immediately. Now, maybe you could do something leading up to SummerSlam. Maybe you could do it that way, but like off the break in a couple of weeks, I'm not seeing that. I'm just not seeing that. Beer's getting warm. That's not good. I gotta wrap this up. I like cold beer, damn it. All right, let's get to some more of you guys' interactions and comments here. Yeah, I'm with you, Miz and Lesnar. I really thought Miz was gonna come out. I was so excited for the Miz. Wow, he sends Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas to the back. All right, he's actually gonna try to come out here and do it himself. I actually was excited for the Miz there, man. I was really hoping. I was really hoping. But you know what? It's frustrating to me because Miz has a bad track record when it comes to WrestleMania. And you would have thought that what had went down last year with him teaming up with Maurice to take on Nikki Bella and John Cena, and they lost. A lot of people feel that Maurice and Miz should have won that. You'd have thought for sure that this year, Miz would have came out on top. Let's see what else we got here. Don't even get me started on NXT TakeOver because I already see the question being asked somewhat about NXT TakeOver. Was it better than WrestleMania? You know what? The last time I went in that direction, ask me off air. Shit. you say, let me put it to you this way. You say that, you get called a mark. Yeah, I know, right? That's some bullshit, man. That's some serious bullshit. Whatever. See, a few people are still in shock that Asuka had lost. Lesnar doesn't seem to fit that role too nicely. Yeah, I feel you on that one. I see a couple of nods to Bobby Lashley. A couple of you guys are feeling as though Bobby Lashley is going to be the one to take that belt off of Lesnar. And you know how much of a big fan Vince McMahon was of Bobby Lashley back in the day, man. So I must say, Bobby Lashley, he's been coming along. I've really been impressed by the dude's work. I must say, I really legitimately have. Everything that he's been doing in Impact Wrestling, he's actually been doing a better job on the mic. You know, he cuts better promos than his first rodeo with the WWE. I don't know who's been helping him out with his promo work, but he's definitely been coming along. See, some of you guys are rating WrestleMania. I see a 7 out of 10, a 6 out of 10. I actually see a 10 out of 10, believe it or not. I actually see a 10 out of 10. And as far as what could be in the immediate future for Paul Heyman, expanding his clientele. Personally, I would love to see him, storyline wise, I would love to see him reach out to Ronda Rousey Maybe even reach out to Sonya Deville. Wouldn't mind seeing that as well. I would love to see him team up with Shinsuke Nakamura. Just saying, man, you know, those are the people that could really use some mouthpieces right now. And I think them working with Paul Heyman, and you know, that great mind that he has, you know, he knows how to book matches, he knows how to channel out the right type of personality and the people that he's working with. You know, somehow it just rubs off on people in a very positive way. Yeah, I think you need to do something with that. You got to tap into that. If you can get him for the right deal, those are the names up front you need to have him work with. Long haul, they get better. I see the question being put out there, or rather a comment being put out there about Cena and Taker was supposed to be a dream match. This is from Joker. Cena versus Taker was supposed to be a dream match. I understand he is old, but he needed this win to properly retire, but not like this. Super Cena was not in this match. Laugh out loud, seriously. I agree with you. And yeah, that's why that part about Michael Cole, Undertaker's back with a vengeance. I'm going, dude, it was only 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Like, seriously. He took advantage of a guy that was drinking beer, eating hot dogs and pretzels for, you know, almost 90 minutes. Like, come on, man. Like, no. Seriously, no. No. And you know, apparently they're doing some type of a new Undertaker documentary too. So I would imagine this whole build up to him returning in the ring and all that. I can't wait to see how that special does. All right, let's keep going here. Checking out some more of you guys' comments here. Some of you guys still want Sting and Taker. Question is, does Sting want to come out of retirement and do it? That's the real question. Let's see what we got here. Some of you feeling spoiled by NXT Takeover. I see you were expecting a lot from WrestleMania. I'm seeing some of you guys a little bit disappointed, man. I feel you. I feel where you're coming from. Let's see what else we got here. Going through some more comments here. Showing some love to Nia Jax. She is a sexy woman, isn't she? She is. She really, really is. 10 out of 10. 8 out of 10 for WrestleMania. 8 out of 10 again. 8 out of 10 again. Let's see what we got here. Yes. Trademark. He gave AJ the low blow. You get your dirty mind out of the gutter. Oh, God. I don't know what's worse, low blow or the Bludgeon Brothers. I'll let you guys marinate on that for a few takes. All right, let's see what else we got here. Dude, you actually fell asleep? I fell asleep on that match and woke up on the Brock versus... Okay, so you must have fell asleep on the Braun Strowman and the Nicholas. You didn't miss anything, dude. You really didn't. Yeah, I'm with you, Will. JJ, yeah, he's got great comedic timing. I'm telling you, if he can somehow keep that intact, that'd be fantastic. What the hell? What are you guys? Oh, okay. You're talking about the Roman Reigns appearance. I got you. I got you. We're almost caught up in real time here. Going through a lot of comments on the YouTube side of things. I do appreciate everybody that is tuning in to the after show here. It means a lot. Let's see, another vote for Lashley. Another vote for Lashley. Another vote for Lashley. I see somebody's got the balls. They're saying NXT over WrestleMania. Be Nice has a question. When Jax versus Bliss, JoJo stated the challenger weighing in at 272, but when she said Bliss, all she said was, and the champ, Alexa Bliss. Why was that? Because some women, believe it or not, some women actually do not like their weight being put out there. And then other times, it could just be a situation where JoJo or whoever is doing the ring announcing, they don't have that information for that night. So they got a freestyle. It happens sometimes, but sometimes, from what I understand, You have some people that don't want to put their weight out there, especially when it comes to females. Not all females are willing to put their weight out there because it's kind of a sensitive topic, especially if they are really concerned about their appearance. And they kind of feel as though maybe they're, you know, even if they look great, some women kind of feel like, I think I could lose a couple of pounds, you know? So, for all we know, I'm not really sinking in on that too much. I don't really think there was any type of an agenda behind that. It could have legitimately just been some type of a oversight. But I mean, we really didn't need to hear Nia Jax's weight if you stop and think about it. I mean, come on, sister's coming down the ramp. You go, God damn, that's a big girl. She fine as shit. I mean, so seriously, anybody can just look and go, that's a big girl. You know, if you a guy, you going, damn, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, I know that's what I talk about every single week when I see me some Nia Jax. All right, keep it moving along here. See what other comments we got here. Let's see. Won a championship. Nia Jax. I'm happy that my girl won a title tonight. Yeah. Let's go to Facebook. Joe, how we doing on Facebook here? We got any questions here? Was WrestleMania too long, in my opinion? Looking at the match card, honestly, I didn't have a problem with the matches. I mean, if anything, my strongest criticism, the women's battle royal, it should have went longer. Yeah. The tag team match for the SmackDown titles, that should have actually gone longer. And I wish that WWE would have let us know exactly what was going on with Nicholas rather than just kind of have fans holding on to their crotch going, what the hell? Just my personal preference there, but you know, it is what it is. But no, I really didn't have a problem with the length. I mean, if you really stop and think about it, it's been almost about the same length for a couple of years now. But if you ask me about the WWE Hall of Fame, I'll give you a different story on that one. Let's see what else we got here. Joe, help me out, man. For put in the join here any comments or questions I'm kind of missing here from the Facebook side of things. My God, we got like 100. Am I reading this right, Joe? We got 106 comments on the Facebook stream here. Make sure I'm reading this right here. Let's see what's the comments here. Bear with me a second here, guys. I'm trying to see the other questions or comments here. Michael would like to see Paul Heyman as Nakamura's manager. Oh, you know what I can do? Hang on a second here. I know what I can do. You know, I'm not able to see the Facebook comments right now because I'm looking at the main stream. So actually, let me switch it up and let me go to a different stream here. Hang on here, guys. And we'll get through some of these Facebook comments, and then we will be done for the night. There we go. See here. Yeah, I pretty much answered that as far as the Nakamura heel turn. I answered that already. Let's see what else we got. Is psychology dead in wrestling? With all the super kicks, wrestlers need to sell moves to the head. I agree with you. You're not going to get any argument out of me. Used to be a time where you did a super kick to the head. That pretty much was it, man. See, I thought Bobby Lashley was coming back. Could have been a good partner for Rhonda. Yeah. No, save him for the night after WrestleMania. That's how you do it. Yes, Alexa Bliss did have a decent entrance. Yes, she actually did. Let's see what else. Wasn't impressed with the entrance. Yes, Taker did look good, didn't he? I mean, aside from the whole brief in-ring action that we saw of him, he actually did look pretty good. And Hey, Joe, you missed one, man. Let me take care of that for you. Hey, Joe. Let's see here. Boom. Let me get rid of that. All right, let's see what else we got here. What was his question? The hell? What the hell? I'm sorry, guys. I'm just going through this one joint. Somebody is trying to get a phone number or WhatsApp. Yeah, Joe. When you see stuff like that on Facebook, honestly, when you see stuff like that, you know you got the power to hide the comment, and you can actually block them. So when you see stuff like that, just block them. Let's see. What are we doing here? Yeah, Jason Jordan's coming back. Don't worry about that. Jason Jordan's coming back. I'm sorry, but I think the real question we need to be asking, who's actually excited to see Jason Jordan coming back? I know I ain't. Let's see what else we got here. Triple threat match. What do I think of the triple threat match? Wait, say what? What do I think of Triple H? And no, we pretty much already answered that one. Let's see, we already answered that one. And okay, I think we're now caught up now. Okay, and let me just go over to Twitter. And we're caught up on Twitter. All right, so one more time, we're looking at the polling results. It's still pretty similar. By the way, WWE, please stop showing me Paige plugging her movie. I'm tired of seeing the awkward 5 seconds of just her face. It's almost kind of like, I have this nice dream. My eyes are closed, and then I wake up and I go, "Good God Almighty!" And because she's just there, and it's just, let's put a smile on that face. It's just, I don't like it. It's scaring the shit out of me. Please stop it. Can you just, don't do the awkward 5 seconds. Just boom, just jump right into it and freaking pan out. Why are we so zoomed in on Paige's face like that? That's not fair to her. That is a damn disservice. The girl is cute, but my God, and have her lay off of some of that makeup. She doesn't need all of that damn caked makeup. We saw her at the damn Hall of Fame ceremony, and she didn't look as though she had half the damn makeup that was on her face for plugging this damn movie. My God, I have a feeling we're going to be tortured with this damn commercial for the next at least month and a half, and it's quite sad. I digress. Results are still the same. We have 26% of people giving WrestleMania a thumbs up, 34% of people staying in the middle and slightly taking the lead. 40% are giving WrestleMania a thumbs down. Over on YouTube, you can vote that way as well. Go on over to youtube.com/the RCWR Show. Click on the communities tab. Head on over there. And the way it's looking right now, we have 11% of folks giving it a thumbs down, 17% staying in the middle, and 71% that are giving it a thumbs up. So let your voices be heard on that one. On that note, I'm going to go on ahead. I'm going to say this show is over and done with. Please don't ask me about the fashion police. I tried to forget about that. I'm moving on. I'm not talking about that. I'm moving on. All right, we're going to wrap this up. I'll be coming back as soon as Raw goes off the air. So make sure you tune in. And hey, if you guys didn't check it out, there's actually some pretty good interviews that I did within the past couple of weeks. So you guys that are fans of the Black Lightning TV series, I actually talked with the star of the series himself, Cress Williams. Great news as Black Lightning was picked up for a second season on the CW. Check that out. I know with Jeff Jarrett going into the WWE Hall of Fame recently, that's got a lot of people talking. If you didn't check out my conversation with Jeff Jarrett, that's actually available for y'all to check out as well. And we've got the Dave Batista Q&A audio. That's on the Patreon page, patreon.com/RCWR Show. You can check that out. You also got my entire 3-day experience at AwesomeCon during the 3-day event leading in the Easter Sunday. That's available here on the YouTube channel, so check that out. And one more time, we got to give a big shout out to all of our sponsors and affiliates and our Patreon members. So pat yourselves on the back. Appreciate that love and support. Thanks to all of you guys that stayed up this late with us. For those of you that's going to be looking for the audio of this, give me about, I would say at most, give me about, 25 minutes, and I should actually have this be up and ready to go. Okay. So for you guys on YouTube, Facebook, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Okay. All right. I'll catch you guys after Raw goes off the air. Y'all be safe. Be kind of one another. Take care.